is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
You just want to make a small hole, but it shouldn't be something where you have to do it like seamless. You can make the hole and it can sit there. I've seen that where people sit there at the hole in the can that they've made themselves, and then they get ready to pop the top and then shotgun the beer.
Should I do it that way? Should I make the hole now?
Make the hole, make it small.
You just kind of make the hole and you make it...
Don't get too aggressive.
This is, like I said, this is going to be your biggest challenge in this whole thing, is you being able to make this hole. And this
These
thing,
are the flattest. What kind of scissors are these?
You're using rounded tip scissors to make a hole. That's not going to work.
Should I do a key?
Yeah, I've seen people do it with a key.
Okay, all right. And it seems cooler, too.
Yeah, it seems more
Hold on,
manly.
let me grab my keys real quick. I've got a lot of keys on here.
What are you, a janitor?
I thought that sounded manly.
Oh, this is going to be fun to watch. Okay.
Don't pop it yet.
I'm not.
Here goes the bird.
Stop yelling at me.
All right, he's trying here. Okay, go ahead and pop your hole. Okay, all right, there you go. All right, you made your hole. Okay, now he takes it down and... Listen to that fishing, sucking noise. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, it's like you're making love to a beer can. Listen to him. Yeah.
I don't think I got the record.
No.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning. Welcome to the KVJ show. What is going on? And happy Thursday. Getting to another big old weekend here. Got some good stuff going to be going on this weekend. And, of course, we'll always let you know the cool things to check out. We'll get that posted up on the KVJ E-Blast. It'll be going out again tomorrow. If you're not yet on that list, just go to kvjshow.com. Simply put in your email address, and you'll get it just like that. Well, here we go with another exciting day. Pulling in here this morning, I did notice something in the parking lot I was kind of curious about.
Yes, what did you notice, sir?
Well, last week I was talking about, because we all kind of have our, standard little places where everybody parks, because we're the first here to work. And, all's good in the world with me, whoever that white pickup truck, that Florida Gator guy's gone. So everything's resettled back, and things are the way that they should be, Virginia.
You're parking back in the spot that you've always parked in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, since I've been here.
Okay.
But as I was getting out of my car and I was walking to the building, I looked, and there was just one lone vehicle all the way in the back of the parking lot in like the furthest spot.
Was there a person in it?
I didn't see anybody.
That's what I always think. When I see one lone vehicle all the way in the back by itself, I'm always
Typically,
is there somebody in there? And then I think, is there somebody in there that's watching me that's a contracted killer? Because obviously that's what it has to be.
Do you know why you think that? Because you watch too much Dateline.
Dateline.
Yeah, Dateline makes you think everyone's out to murder you.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I don't hate Dateline because it keeps me on my toes.
Okay.
I think you get murdered quicker when you forget the murderers are out there.
She's not lying, actually.
If you always think you're about to be murdered, you're ready for it.
Okay. Well, I wasn't thinking that because I recognized the vehicle.
Oh, you knew the vehicle.
Yeah. It was Jaybird's truck.
Oh, there's no murderer in there.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Well,
Why was your truck here all night?
I just thought of all the places that you could park in this parking lot, why would you choose the very last spot all the way at the end? I mean, it really added a good extra 50 yards of walking.
You know why, deep down. I've talked about it before. When we get a good report about our ratings, I stay in a spot that I've been parking, and I because I'm a little superstitious. I come from the baseball world.
So
and if you're on a streak and you're doing something right, you do not
change
mess with you don't
no
mess
change.
You never mess with the streak.
So
baby.
the last parking spot puts us first in the ratings?
The last parking spot we were at, we were doing good.
No, I mean the last parking spot in the entire lot is pretty much where you've parked.
It's done well for us, yeah. I would say there's...
So you have to park half a mile away from the radio station just for us to maintain good ratings.
And it's also good for your heart rate.
Yeah, there's been an increase in our ratings since I've parked in this spot. I know I sound like a nutbag.
So you come in early in the morning, drive all the way to the furthest spot in the far end of the parking lot, park your car there, and then walk all the way across a dark parking lot in the morning
get it.
to the front door.
Look, I want to win.
Okay, I was just on the elevator right up. I was like, what is the thinking that has gone behind this choice?
One thing I learned in baseball that's a lifelong lesson: you never mess with the streak.
Okay, ever. Okay,
ever. No, baby.
A minute inside the mind of the bird.
Now, when you see me park somewhere different, that means our ratings have gone down.
Oh, okay, yeah. Things are bad for us.
Yes.
So when Jaybird is parked so far away from the building, things are great for KVJ.
Yes. When I park closer, that means our ratings are down. It's weird. I know. I have a whole list of weird rules that I go through in my head.
Yeah.
And I get it. I probably should sit down with somebody.
Kind of make sure they'll sit down with you first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, starting off here today, I was yesterday trying to get around. I saw, I think, 3 accidents in the course of getting about 5 miles away from my house.
Really?
Crazy. Yeah. My wife had called me and said, yeah, they had I-95, I think it was northbound, or maybe southbound, was shut down. There
in
was
Boynton Beach?
Yeah.
I saw that on the news, yeah.
Big old accident there. And before I could even get there was another accident that was affecting traffic that was just north of the Southern Boulevard exit. And then as I was coming out of my neighborhood, there was an accident there. And what the first thing I thought, though, was I saw the accident, it was a big old fender bender, and it was with one of those classic cars. You know, somebody who's refurbished a car from the 50s.
That guy is pissed.
And I saw that Cars and Coffee is on Sunday, and he's probably looking forward to taking that thing out and showing it off. And he's one of those guys that spends half of his morning waxing that thing and is parking in his driveway.
He's a motorhead.
Oh, I was just like, that's really sad when you see that. A big old fender bender with a classic car. And then I took a detour because that was affecting traffic. And then where I went for the detour, there was another fender bender. I was like, what is everybody doing today?
I don't know what happened, but on the main road to my townhouse this morning coming into work, it looked like a frat house had taken trash and cups and put them all through the road. It looks like a frat party went down.
Spring break, baby.
Yeah, but it was all in the road, man.
Yeah.
It was kind of a hazardous moment.
You're going to have lawless behavior here for till pretty much the first week of April. Yeah, the spring break stuff is going on. So my son is actually going back or leaving today.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess different schools do it at different times. He had said he and his twin sister, they were out in Fort Lauderdale at America's Backyard, and they were doing shout-outs for all the University of Michigan and Michigan State students. Apparently all the Michigan schools are on spring break.
Okay.
So it was pretty much Fort Lauderdale was just covered with Michigan kids.
I think they have to stagger it. I mean,
they might.
You're right.
No state could handle an influx of all of the college kids at once.
But who does that? Do the school? I mean, do they get to? Is it just a calendar thing? Is it Fort Lauderdale calling up? Yeah, University of Michigan. Yeah, can you guys maybe go early? And because we've got the University of Virginia and Ohio State is coming down here in 2 weeks, and we can't have you guys in Ohio State here at the same time. You know how it goes.
It would be smart, and you hope that they do, and you hope the universities play ball because it would just be easier on the local Florida economy.
Yeah, you'd hope. But boy, I tell you, they're making money, though. They went to America's Backyard, which is there by Revolution Live, $25 cover, and you had to drink a minimum of $20 worth. So you couldn't go in without committing to $45.
Wow.
Which, if you're a college student, that's a good chunk of money, right?
And the name of the club is America's Backyard?
It's America's, yeah. It's a cool place. It's kind of like an open air kind of thing. It's like if I go in there, I feel guilty because I'm really too old to be here, but it's really awesome. I like it, but
kind of how we felt at that club in Boca. What was that place called?
Wish. Yeah.
Was that it?
It was. We were there, and it was an 18 to 21-year-old club, and our old asses were out there like, this is not good, guys.
I felt like we were hanging out with Mags and her friends.
And if you ever go to that club, you got to go out. It's still light outside. Like,
it wasn't the best fit for us.
yeah. Yeah, so until April 5th, you're going to see the spring break stuff that is going to be going on, and that might mean cups in the road and traffic issues and all that kind of stuff is going to be happening. In fact, somebody's hitting me up early here today. Southbound jog at Lake Worth Road is closed to an accident. You also can't turn west on Lake Worth from northbound jog, so early morning traffic, might want to keep an eye on it because people are driving crazy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so you'll get all that. We got Suits or Cy Dobbins, one of the two. Our traffic team is going to be keeping you up on that.
Well, if Suits doesn't do it right, then that's when Cy has to come in and clean up.
You guys didn't see Cy Dobbins today? He's in the building.
He's here?
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate.
Okay.
He's so, like,
Somebody said they saw
rude.
Cy Dobbins leaving with Lana yesterday. So, yeah.
Possibility.
Did someone warn him?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cy Dobbins just went through a brutal divorce.
Yeah.
Brutal divorce.
Well, now he's about to get some STDs. Right. I hope he's ready.
That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah. Here she got rear-ended leaving the parking lot. So this is tough stuff. All right. So we'll try to catch up on everything going on. You can check out the KVJ show right now on YouTube. Just dial up the KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in just a second in your Dirt of the Day, Chrissy Teigen is opening up to Glamour magazine about her boob job and where she is now. And we talked about this. So many women are just not happy with their implants anymore. Add Chrissy Teigen to the list. And she's talking details. I'll share them with you coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, did you see last night that Nick Walenda guy successfully completed his walk across an active volcano?
Oh, yeah?
I watched it for about 30 seconds, and I was like, Panda, you got to change this. This is stressing me out.
Yeah, I was...
I can't fall asleep to this crap.
I was listening to the audio. I'm thinking, is this going to play on the radio? I decided not to give it.
Good call.
All right. That's what I thought, because I wasn't impressed.
I mean, all you have to know is he made it, and he had to wear all kind of special gas masks and stuff, because I guess all the stuff coming out the volcano is like... You could look down and see like the red hot lava under him.
Now, don't mistake my words. I'm impressed at the feet. I wasn't impressed with the audio to give y'all.
Sure.
I mean, the feet's amazing.
The feet's amazing, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing for 31 minutes to go from one side to the other. If you see 1 minute, you've seen all 31.
Yeah,
I think.
there's not.
Could you imagine living in a world where volcanoes was a real thing for your everyday life?
I think some people in that area of the country do.
They do.
That
Oh,
area in the
yeah.
world do. In Nicaragua, and there's areas where there's fear of volcanoes blowing up any minute.
But that's a problem we never, ever think about. Here in South Florida, like, we don't have to worry about lava.
We got them hurricanes. I guess everybody's got something.
Yeah.
We got more than most, though.
You're right. We have hurricanes.
We have that
tornadoes.
shelf that Kevin talks about in the Canary Islands.
We also have people doing things that other states don't do. I'm sorry. Florida's got the weirdest aggressive people.
We're the most dangerous state. There's no doubt.
We are.
I was so excited to see this on social media this morning. Katy Perry is pregnant. Oh.
She did it she announced it in a cool way, too, through her video.
Yeah, it's a new song called Never Worn White. And the baby is on its way. It's her and Orlando Bloom's baby.
I tried to download it to... Are you not allowed to play it or something? Because I couldn't download it for some reason.
I don't know.
Are we able to get a taste?
I saw it on some of the sites that I go to, but... Yeah, there's nothing I can click on it. It's just like a still picture.
Yeah, I think maybe they're holding it off.
Interesting.
It's a video that is out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was watching the video this morning.
It says it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I couldn't get it from our prep is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it was, and the one headline I saw that was kind of confusing by it, it said she's pregnant in her new video, But now people are speculating that she's pregnant for real. So is it confirmed?
People magazine is reporting on their Instagram that it is a pregnancy, that she is pregnant.
Yeah, what I had seen, it's real.
Yeah, she's in a dress of flowers, and then she's also in a white dress, and at the end, she turns sideways, and it's silhouetted, and she's pregnant in that. And I wonder if that is any kind of prosthetic or if that's really how she looks right now.
They're saying it's real.
I can't imagine that. Is she just hidden from society?
I mean, most times your first trimester, unless you tell people.
She looks like she's about 8 months pregnant in that video.
No, she doesn't look 8 months pregnant.
Did you see it?
I did. I see the still from it. I'm looking at it right now.
Kevin, typical
She
man.
does not look 8 months pregnant.
Kevin, you don't know about women's.
How far along would you say she is?
Oh, maybe like 5, 6 months.
Kevin trying
at the most.
Kevin trying to mansplain pregnancy to you.
You can hide the first trimester. You can. Some people. I mean, I don't know her. I don't know her body type, but she looks to me like she's probably very small. And the smaller you are, the easier it is to hide it well into your second trimester.
She is a smaller frame.
Yeah, she's absolutely a tiny girl. So a lot of times you wouldn't know.
Kevin's saying that's 8 months pregnant.
I don't know. You think that's first trimester?
The still that I'm looking at is, it would appear to me she's at the beginning of her second trimester.
I would agree, Virginia.
Okay, I got it on Kvj TV, so people can check it out right now.
Everything I read, they're saying Katy Perry's really pregnant.
Okay. So
Good
it's a
for
legit
her.
deal, yeah.
But I read a lot of fake stuff.
It's her first baby. Now, it's not his first baby. He's already got a 9-year-old that he has with his ex-wife, Miranda Kerr.
Who is this?
This is Orlando Bloom.
Bloomsy? She's still with him?
Yeah. On again, off again, but apparently they're on.
Celebrities are always on and off. They're always doing that.
Yeah, so good news. Yay, Katy Perry's going to have a baby.
Unless it's fake.
Unless it's fake and she tricked us all. That would suck. In other news, it looks like Lizzo is calling out TikTok for deleting her video. She says that it got deleted because she was in a bathing suit, but yet there's other girls in bathing suits on TikTok. That's not cool.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The song is called I Know, and Lizzo is calling you out, TikTok.
Uh-oh.
She's a proud woman of shape and size, and she's not going to be taken off no social media.
And I think that's awesome, and I agree with that, but I would like to know more details. Is it because of the bikini, or is there something else going on here?
Right. If there's other girls wearing bikinis that are smaller, then it's not fair.
I just know sometimes celebrities will take something and make it into something that's not, just to get more clicks.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
You're talking about the whole entire dirt.
I know.
Yes, and finally here, Chrissy Teigen opened up to Glamour magazine about having a boob job. Now, this is the first time that she's ever talked specifics about what she did to her body back when she did it. And her story is the same as my story, the same story as the Mexican Queen. So Chrissy Teigen did her boobs back when she was 20. And then she had kids, and now the boobs look weird and they're too big, and she just wants them out. And she's talking about it to Glamour magazine because she's in the same mental headspace that a lot of us are in, where it's just like, these boobs don't fit me in my life anymore. They make me feel fat. I just don't like the way that they look or feel or any of it, and I just want them out. But, you know, we're older now, and we know more, and so the risks of surgery loom, and it's really quite a quandary in our heads.
If you could go back, would you go back to a cup or a B light?
I want to be smaller, definitely.
Even smaller than now?
Yes.
Wow.
I've talked about it, that I really do want to be smaller, but, you know, not to get into too much detail, I'm stupid. Back in the day, I had all my natural breast tissue taken out, so I am just implant.
Oh, wow.
Like when me and the Queen went the other day to go meet Dr. Rankin, she still has her natural breast tissue in there. So if Dr. Rankin takes out her implant, he can reshape and form a beautiful, small, perky breast because she has natural breast tissue still in there, and the implant can come out and she'll still have a shape and look cute.
Why is Kevin smiling?
If I do it, it's going to be weird because I had all my natural breast tissue taken out. out.
Yeah.
I had a friend that had breast cancer, and it freaked me out so bad that when I had a lift, my very first lift, I just told the doctor, take out all my natural breast tissue.
Does that decrease the chances?
Yeah. It does.
But now you're on the other end saying, I don't want this anymore.
I know.
Is there a middle ground here?
I guess I could get a smaller implant.
I've asked too much. I'm sorry.
It's just a lot of surgery. And, as you get older and you have kids to think about, and that's what Chrissy Teigen is saying in this interview. She's like, look, I'm afraid of going under the knife. I'm not that confident, fearless 20-year-old that had surgery and didn't think twice about it. She's like, look, I have 2 kids, and surgery is scary.
If A-Cup Virginia could go back in time and say, I don't want this breast surgery, would you do it? Would you stay in A-Cup?
I don't know if I would, because back in the day, I did like my boobs.
Yeah.
I think
they fit who you were at the time, and now that's not you anymore.
Exactly.
That's not the time.
I was bartending, and I made a lot of tips because of those things.
And now you're old.
And now I'm old. I'm no longer getting tips. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by the Taste of Little Italy. It goes on this weekend at Tradition in Port St. Lucie. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's free admission. So come on out for the best in Italian food and music and culture all this weekend in Tradition.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jay Bird?
So I know we spend a lot of time together as a group, and it's usually we talk about work stuff and career stuff. I think it's important in your personal life and people that you're around to ask the people around you, how are you really doing mentally? For example, I know you're doing the dirt and you got all this stuff on the air, Virginia, but behind the scenes, when you're away from the radio, when you're not Vicious V, how are you doing mentally? I think it's important to ask the people who you love and who are in your life how they're really doing, just to kind of get down to the heart of the matter on some things.
That's a deep question.
It's a very deep question. If you want to think about it, I'll go right to Ralston. Kev, how are you doing mentally?
I'm doing fantastic.
And I figured you'd
Couldn't be
say
better.
that. I
Yeah.
figured you'd say that, but how are you really doing?
Fantastic. Yeah.
No, I feel like you are. There's times where working with y'all close, I can tell sometimes if things are going good in your life, and sometimes if they're going, not bad, but you're going through some troubled waters. And I think it's just a practice I think you should do, because I feel like we live in a time where everyone's always talking about themselves and my problems and this and that. I just think as a friend or even a coworker, it's important to ask other people what they're struggling with, because everybody out there is struggling with something. And sometimes people are afraid to talk about what they're struggling with, and they're just looking for someone to talk to.
Do you have about 30 minutes? Because I do have some stuff.
Uh-oh.
You know what, Vicious
Here we
V?
go.
You know what? Why don't you come over to my house later? We can do a podcast, and we can we can get real in depth with what's going on with you.
Because I don't feel like it's me. I feel like I'm worried about so many people in my life that affects me.
I sense you've been struggling.
Like if I was just single and footloose and fancy free, no kids, no husband, no commitments, I feel like I'd be fine. But I'm so worried about all these other people in my life that it frickin' stresses me out.
I don't. You guys, I do. I envy y'all because you have. I mean, I'm a single bird over here. There's not many people I have to answer to
Or worry about.
Yeah, you guys have.
You kind of get to live a luxurious life of freedom and fancy free.
I
relish it.
I agree. I think there's with every situation there's pros and cons.
Oh yeah, I mean you're gonna die alone.
Yeah,
but here we are.
I mean, I'm approaching my mid-40s. I have no kid, never been married. I'm alone, but I am having fun.
I'm having a great time.
But
no one's telling me what to do.
Just if you're listening out there and you got a coworker or a loved one you haven't really got into it with for a while, in a deep, loving way, ask them what's going on, whether it's good or bad. Just
That
ask
is
about
true.
Yeah, just ask about what's going on in someone's life.
It doesn't cost you anything to care.
Totally.
Oh, you're deep today.
He's deep every day, Virginia.
Deep like a pizza, baby.
Kidding me? Somebody actually went through yesterday. What was on your mind, Jaybird, was that song by Marco Antonio Solis.
Can you believe the feedback we got on that?
Yeah, people
O
love
me
it.
voy, o te vas. Either I leave or you leave.
Oh, damn.
it's
That's
so-
what it means?
Yeah.
good.
They took it and they kind of broke it down. A very sad song here. Oh, yeah. Bert, get them hips going,
he
baby.
is. Hips
Yeah.
don't lie.
Oh, he is. He is all over it. Somebody actually took the time to break down the lyrics and translate them a little bit for us. Some of the lyrics in that song read, "With sadness, I carry your misery on my back."
Oh, damn. Okay, so he didn't even know that it was depressing, but he liked it because it was depressing.
I knew it
Spoke
was
to him.
sad.
It spoke to him because he loves his sad music. I think that we should end on good terms.
Oh.
If I do you so much harm, it is better to leave me alone.
Oh.
I mean, is that not the Spanish version of Half of My Heart?
It is.
It is.
Which you love that song, but you love it in a sad way.
Mi corazón.
I do. I love it. Isn't sad Trieste? Triste?
Triste, yes.
Triste.
Yes.
Triste Musica, Virginia.
Yeah. Your accent's dead on.
Nailed it.
Nailing it.
Nailed it. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
I had another one of those. This is the second time this has happened to me in 6 months. A giant rock flew off of a car in front of me on 95, hit my windshield. Bam! It looks like
Whoa.
a bullet hit my windshield, and I got the windshield people coming out today. You know, if it's smaller than 6 inches, they can do this thing where they heat up the glass and they remeld it and kind of like, I guess, reform it and make it smooth so you can't see the crack. If it's longer than 6 inches, you got to get a new windshield.
Okay.
But luckily, this rock, although it made me pee my pants, did not splinter more than 6 inches.
There's nothing more horrifying than driving and having something hit your windshield.
Well, you think, oh my
Or
gosh,
pee in your pants.
is this it? Because is somebody shooting at me? Because it makes the loudest noise.
I get that fear. You've said a lot of crazy things.
I know. I'll say more today.
Just a highway sniper is going to take Virginia out.
I definitely deserve probably a couple
You
bullets.
just never know who's out to get you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that somebody's not trying to shoot at you, Virginia.
Yes, just throw rocks.
Okay. Thank goodness. Okay. Would you do electronic immortality? They say that it is going to be something of the very near future, that those that are especially well-to-do are going to be able to do. The super rich can live forever by implanting their brains in human-like robots. Now, a futurologist, however you get that title, I don't know.
Futurologist. Can't we all be futurologists?
How do you get qualified as a futurologist?
I mean,
What a fake.
I'm a pizzaologist. I mean,
Right.
anybody can do this.
What a bogus title.
Bogus.
Bogus.
Wow. He claims that such technology is already here to some degree with retina implants and microchips, but the coming years are going to see that technology take a massive leap forward. And he believes that by the 2050s, just 30 years from now, about the time we're going to start kicking it, we will have achieved what he calls electronic immortality, where people will be able to extend their minds into something resembling the cloud that would then be put into a robot. And you would, in a sense, have a new body, but the same awareness and conscience.
So I would be Jason Lee Pennington in a robot. I would remember all of these moments. I would remember I love pizza. I
But
love
the question
Billy
is,
Joel.
if you're
Do you still eat pizza, though? If you're a robot, robots don't eat pizza.
So that means you don't have urges anymore?
That's a great question. Because you're right now, what drives you there is the needs of your body and the way that it fires. It's
Your hunger
all
pains.
the cells and everything else that ties in. Now, if you're in a different body that is robotic, your needs are going to be different. And so is it going to be firing, telling you that, hey, you want pizza? Because I don't know that it would probably be set up to digest pizza. You may want pizza-flavored oil. I don't know.
Ooh, I don't hate that either.
Yeah.
Put that
I think that's olive oil.
Yeah. Okay, let's say I die and I had a long-lost love that I was pining for. Now you put my brain into, or my awareness into a robot.
Yeah.
Am I still pining for that person? Do I still want them?
I would think so. I would think that you would still have the emotions. Now, the question that you bring up is you love food so much. But let's say now your new robotic body doesn't crave the pizza or can't taste the pizza.
You're not the same man.
Could you imagine
hell.
a life for you where you wouldn't be intrigued by pizza or this new Reese's ice cream cake that Walmart's put out?
You freaked me out because that sounds like the ending of a Twilight Zone. You get, you're able to live forever, but you're a robot and you can't love and enjoy the things.
Thrills you once had in life are no longer there, and you're trying to find life now where things... Because that's what life is great for, is those exciting things that we get. Those little things you're just going, you smile, that make you happy, whatever that might be. And imagine that. You realize you've achieved immortality and you will now go on forever, but now the choice you've made has meant a life without all those simple pleasures you used to enjoy.
I'm out. No, put me
What a
in.
nightmare that'd be. And now that would be the twist, is you're now trying to end your robotic life, but now you can't because you're immortal.
Oh, man.
It's weird.
I walk into a room, it's a pizza party. Hey, Bird, we got some pizza. I can't compute. Can't compute.
It doesn't do anything for you. You just look at it like it were a sheet of paper and it does nothing for you. You can't really smell it or...
Don't want to be around this planet.
But it's too late. You thought you were going to have this, but you didn't realize what life was going to be like as an immortal robot.
You spoke of pizza oil. Now, is this...
Would you do it, Virginia?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely, the only reason I want to be here for a long time is for my kids. And for that reason, I would say, yes, I do want to be here. And I'll take whatever, no taste buds or no hunger pains or no joy from a lot of things that I used to love, just so I can make sure that I'm here for my kids to help them.
Okay.
But I would be a different person.
I think you would.
Without my love of food.
Yeah, I would be too.
Not as much as the bird.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You guys, if I lost my taste buds, I probably would have to quit this job.
Damn.
Yeah.
Really?
I think
That's heavy.
I think I'd be a
Why?
shell of a man. I think it'd be like Superman losing his power. I just couldn't do it. I could not be around.
But this isn't a cooking show.
80% of what I talk about is food.
You know we ain't on the Food Network, right?
If we were a Food Network show and that was
You're
your
not
job, yes.
80%
I don't know. I
food.
just feel like I would lose my soul.
You are wearing a pizza T-shirt, and I get where you're coming from.
I just think I would lose the essence of me. I think I wouldn't want to be on the air. I'd be, just sad.
You would just curl up into a corner and listen to depressing Spanish love songs.
Without eating, it'd be terrible.
Yeah, I would not do that because that to me would be the nightmare of it. I think that everything with our life and our bodies, it's all tied together for an experience. That if you ever done something and kind of changed up an experience and it just isn't quite the same, it's almost kind of like a band that now has changed lead singers and you go see them be going, you know what? It kind of was them. It was the same songs, but it just wasn't the same.
It's Journey, but...
Yeah, I think that kind of would be the way it is. So I think it would be a bad idea. But, a lot of people will probably jump at the chance.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
It's so funny. The coronavirus to me is almost getting comical now. It's something that's supposed to be such a serious disease. As I keep reading all the stories about it, it's almost more humorous than it is scary, which is very odd to be able to say. Now, what they're talking about, the latest on this in the state of Florida, is they're doing testing now at the Centers of Disease Control, and they've issued new guidance that anyone can be tested for with no restrictions, subject to doctor's orders, but Florida's not going to be following those expanded guidelines because Florida doesn't have the capacity to do widespread testing. So I guess we're not going to fully know how bad things might be here with the coronavirus in the state of Florida for that reason.
Yeah, I was reading somebody's social media post yesterday about it. I kind of got sucked in. They live in Seattle or whatever the area is up there in Washington where they're dealing with a lot of it. And the person was talking about how they have all the symptoms and they're trying to get tested. And they went to clinics, they went to the hospital, they went to all the different places, and nobody had the test to test them. So they went back home and they're like, I think I have it, but I don't know. And I'm like, what? How do we not have the test to tell if people have it?
Weird.
Are you able, are there other things you could get that has the same symptoms as the corones?
I think so.
And then you're like, I think I got the corones, Kev. No, you just have,
you can have a cold, or you can have the flu. And I think a lot of them are sharing symptoms. Mm-hmm. But if there's not enough tests to test everybody, how are we going to even know who has it?
The one thing I heard was when people are getting off planes, they're just testing them to see if they have a temperature. That's their test. I'm like, people can have a temperature and not have the corones.
Yeah, it's getting kind of weird. And remember the case that we'd had in Hillsborough County here in Florida? It was a woman that had been to Italy, and apparently when she was getting on the plane, she's like, I don't feel very good. And they didn't listen to her and put her on the plane to Tampa anyway. And
she's got the corones?
I think she's the one of the two that had tested early on. One of the first two cases in Florida, she had it, and she tried telling me, like, I don't feel very good. You'll be fine. Get on the plane.
So we've got confirmed cases in Florida.
Yeah, there were two that started off. Manatee County and Hillsborough County were the first two. And now we may not know really who's got it here in Florida if we're not going to be fully testing everybody.
I mean, Virginia could have it, and we don't know.
Exactly.
I think Denny's did have it. He looked like he was very corona infused last week.
Who could beat the corones? It's him.
Yeah.
He's a picture of health.
And now the scientists in China are saying that they've identified two different types of coronavirus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we may not know which one we have.
Yeah, I don't know. But, like I talked about the other day, it's so weird how twisted the whole thing is with the coronavirus because, to me, I think everybody's got their own. Somebody said that I'm everywhere from I'm not paying attention to I feel like it's Armageddon. So, where is your own level set on DEFCON 5 being like the most serious and you're radically concerned? I'm at about a 1.5.
Well, I mean, it's weird because some of these diseases come out, they get a lot of media attention, and then they go away. And didn't you have a story about the super chlamydia? That was something running rampant.
There's always something, yeah.
And now that super chlamydia is gone. No one's talking about that.
Yeah.
Super chlamydia.
I mean, it sounds horrifying.
Certainly messes up your fun plans for Tinder this weekend.
Yeah. So I think for a lot of us, we're just confused. You see the news. You see things like I'm reading a report from a Harvard doctor saying that people shouldn't be anxious about it because, look, it's not that big of a deal. The death rate's not what they're making it out to be. And then somebody else will come out on the flip side and say, oh, it's the worst thing ever. Look out.
Or then someone will say, this is political, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we're hearing it from every kind of avenue with this coronavirus.
So here's the whole thing. I am not going to really fully know. I don't think any of us will how bad or serious this thing is. But you can see how it is starting to impact your everyday life. And it is. Like if you love EDM music, it's impacting you because they've postponed the Ultra Music Fest, Jaybird. I know you're going to be crushed, but it's not likely going to be happening this year in Miami.
Damn, Bird.
And it was just a week away.
Rats.
Yeah, they pretty much pulled the plug on that yesterday.
Wow.
Ultra's done.
And they usually don't care about their health out there. They're just taking drugs galore.
I mean, with all the Molly you're doing, shouldn't you worry about that? I mean, why would you think coronavirus is going to be a problem?
You just ate 4 Molly and you're humping a tree.
Corona's like 5th on things you should be worried about.
Why are you concerned with that? I guess it's probably the international crowd that comes in for it into Miami, and that had to do with it. Yes, because it's very popular in Europe, and so you'll get all kinds of infected Europeans coming to Miami to, take Molly and dance.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
When we went down there, I'm not kidding you. Everybody that was at that festival, they all looked damp. Everyone just looked damp.
Yeah, you get a little sweaty. It affects your body temperature.
Sweaty, yes.
You just ate 4 Molly.
Yeah. What else does it mean for you, really? Starbucks is temporarily stopping use of reusable personal mugs in stores because of the coronavirus. So if you brought in your own tote every day and had it filled up at Starbucks, they're going to stop doing that. Because of coronavirus. If you were all jazzed about getting Baby Yoda toys, put that on hold because Hasbro admitted that they're experiencing coronavirus-related production difficulties in China, and the whole line of Baby Yoda toys might be delayed.
But
wait, what?
What?
If you want a black market Baby Yoda, I got a friend on my Facebook that's making them with his 3D printer, and they're half the price.
So the conspiracy, that's awesome. That's good news, by the way.
Don't worry. I can still hook you up. I know a guy.
Let me know when he gets sued, because he's going to.
Yeah.
But I think the thing people are struggling with is this the media creating all of this kind of...
Yeah.
Because they do. They love to report when someone's sick with the corona. It's all
why
they
we just
talk
don't know.
about.
Yeah, we don't know.
Are they creating this fear, and is that creating a ripple effect on all of this stuff?
We don't know.
We don't know, and I don't think we're going to know, but all we do know is how it's impacting your daily life, and that's it. So Starbucks, Baby Yoda toys, EDM festivals. This is how it's affecting your life.
CVS in Tequesta sold out of hand sanitizer, but the Staples in Jupiter, plenty of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was in there yesterday.
I saw someone that works at Publix ranting about guys, just wash your hands. I know we're out of Perel, but lighten up. It's going to be okay. Use regular soap.
Yeah.
I saw somebody post me realizing, like somebody going, me realizing that up until now, nobody's been washing their hands.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I mean, then they get you on, guys, the flu is way more scary. If you want to worry about something, worry about the flu. The flu's going to kill you. Like, oh, great.
So here's where coronavirus really is getting chaotic and just out of control and becoming somewhat comical. There is apparently in China now what they call long-distance haircuts that they are giving. So people in China, they're on pretty much lockdown. They can't leave their homes and things like that. But, things are happening like their hair is still growing. But they don't want to get the coronavirus. So what they're doing now, and they've got videos of this, and it looks as ridiculous as it sounds. A long-distance haircut is they go into these beauty salons, and they are taking long poles, and they're washing your hair with about a 10-foot long pole, and then they have a hairdryer on a pole, and they're blow drying your hair, and they have a pole. You ever seen those claws that you squeeze? And they're trying to clip people's hair from about 10 feet away, and they're calling it the long distance haircut. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Can I please give you a long distance haircut?
I think we need to try at least a long distance shampooing and do our own.
I would love to do that.
Maybe you can long distance shampoo Denny's hair. I think that'd be a fun video to show what they're doing in China.
If the sweet Dennys will let me, I am in.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. They say a shrine in France where people make pilgrimages to heal themselves, ironically, has been closed because of coronavirus. So they closed the baths that people go to try to heal themselves, so they're afraid they got coronavirus, but it's closed because of coronavirus.
So is it a lie?
Yes. I think if you're going to a public bath to heal yourself, you're a little misguided.
All the public baths that I've seen have been gross.
Thank you.
It's like, the irony of this. Like, what's going on?
Already. I mean, the public bath people, come on.
To me, that sounds like how you pick up the coronavirus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then they have video. There's this public health official in California. She's offering advice on how people can stop the coronavirus. And she says, the one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to touch your face. So then a second later, she licks her finger and touches her face. And they're like, hey, stop.
By accident?
Yes. She's giving a speech on how you need to watch putting your hands in your mouth and touching your face. And she immediately licks her finger, turns the page, and then touches her eye.
You can't help it. If somebody tells you don't touch your face, the draw of finger to face becomes so strong.
She psychosomatically sabotaged herself right on video.
I'll give you the touching of the face. The licking of the finger, that's kind of a premeditated move, man.
Like, she just did a double whammy. What are we doing here?
She's the one giving advice, huh?
She's the one giving advice.
There's your expert.
Yeah. And I was telling you about the Wuhan shake that they're doing where you tap feet instead of knuckle bump or even shake hands. Now they've come up with the Corona Namaste, which is a variation of the yoga bow. So they're encouraging people to do the Corona Namaste instead of knuckle bumps or shaking hands.
I am a fan of that. I wish that would catch on. Like maybe it does. They do that in the East. They put their hands together like they're praying.
Yes.
And they bow. And that is way better than all of us touching all over each other.
And namaste means something cool and awesome and powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I honor the spirit in you.
And to let you know, too.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah, it's just something along those lines. I honor the spirit. It's basically like honoring the spirit in you, then you honor the spirit in me, that we all share together.
I honor the flu in you.
I honor the flu.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Mm-hmm. And the exciting part of this, too, apparently now there is coronavirus-themed adult movies.
I didn't watch them.
Corona porn?
Couples are wearing hazmat suits and surgical masks, and apparently it is just taking off on adult sites.
From what I've read, the numbers are through the roof.
They're through the roof.
People are sick, man.
People are weird.
We're a weird species.
So this is really how coronavirus is affecting our lives.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ, dirt of the day. It's the KVJ, dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in just a second, Nicki Minaj's husband got himself arrested by U.S. Marshals. What did he do? There's been a lot of controversy around this guy. I will tell you what it is coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, Chris Cornell's widow, Vicky, is now in a pretty serious legal battle with the members of Soundgarden. Now, this is going to be long and drawn out and dramatic. The band is saying, no. You're not even filing in the right state. This band is based in Seattle. She filed a federal case in Florida, right here in court, because she says that he wrote the songs, Chris Cornell did, here in Florida.
Okay.
They say, no. The band is based out of Seattle. So they can't even agree on where the lawsuit should be filed.
Wow.
Much less who gets all the royalties, who has any written agreements. Vicky says Chris never signed any written partnership agreements because he didn't believe he was being treated fairly. And
in the past, what did they do together? Was Chris Cornell the one that would write the songs, bring them into a session? I mean, what was the history of that?
Depends on who you ask.
I mean, I think that's easy to find. If Chris Cornell wrote the songs and
That's what his wife is saying, that he wrote the songs, he created all the content, that he did it here in Florida, and then brought it to the band who was just performing it. And they're like, no. We all wrote them together. It happened in Seattle. Like, they have such different opinions on how it all went down, but it'll be very interesting to see who the courts side with.
Well, man, if us three were in a room together, we were working on a song, and I had 80% of the song done, and Kevin throws out a line, and we use that line, and then you have a suggestion that we use in the song, that's how the stuff starts to happen.
But if you're dead and you can't say that you wrote 80% of the song, and then Kevin comes in and he says, I wrote 80% of the song.
Well, even if Kevin only was a part of 10%, at that point you are part of the song.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think what they're fighting over is percentage. So it's very interesting to see how this whole battle plays. They're looking for unpaid royalties. They're looking for money that wasn't paid, and then songs that are going to be released, and who owns those.
I just love to know what really happened. You know what I mean?
That's the tricky part about, when you're somebody like Chris Cornell and you don't believe in written partnership agreements, all of this becomes hazy after you die.
Well, even if you ask people about the song Under Pressure by Queen that they did with David Bowie, there's all different kind of accounts on how that song came. So you're right, it's weird. And then if you throw in any kind of alcohol or drugs in there or someone doesn't remember, forget about it.
It just goes to show you, you have to have your paperwork in order. Otherwise, it's all up to interpretation. Yeah. And now the judge or the jury is going to decide, and maybe it's not going to go the way that Chris Cornell would have had it. But because he didn't believe in paperwork, much like, remember, Prince didn't believe in paperwork.
Well, it's tough in a creative process. If you're spitballing ideas, be like, okay, hold on, let's document that. That idea was written by blah, 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 da-da-da, and this and that time. And
you're right. It takes a very unique individual to be extremely creative, and also on top of all that technical stuff.
The business.
Yeah.
Most people aren't like that.
They usually don't go together.
Enrique Iglesias and Ricky Martin are going to be co-headlining a North American tour, and this might mean more delicious Latino juice on one stage than I can handle. Oh my gosh. The arena tour is going to be kicking off September 5th in Phoenix and then wraps up in Atlanta. They will be doing all of their hits. Tickets go on sale next Thursday to the general public. That's exciting.
Yeah. The tour is going to be stopping at American Airlines Arena in Miami on October 23rd.
Sexy. And finally here, Nicki Minaj's husband was arrested by U.S. Marshals. Now, he is a sex offender, and he was registered in New York as such. But he now lives in California, and cops pulled him over. They ran his papers and noticed that he was a registered sex offender in New York, but had yet to register in California. And so they can issue a bond for you after that and say you have to register. He's had since November, but he has not done it. So They took him in, and he pled not guilty. He is going to be under pretrial supervision, has surrendered his passport, and he is kind of basically under like all the rules of if you're on probation. You can't use drugs, you can't do this, you can't leave the state, you can't be going anywhere. So March 23rd will be his next hearing for not registering. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day, brought to you by the Taste of Little Italy. It happens this weekend in Port St. Lucie at Tradition. It's Italian food and music and culture and all kinds of fun. Rides for the kids and free admission. So we'll see you this weekend in Tradition.
Okay, got our birthdays going on here today for various celebrities. Got to say what up and happy birthday to. Remember the little Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace? Jake Lloyd. How old do you think he is today?
Okay, so that was what, 99?
Yes.
It had to have been 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, math.
Yeah, I know. The
I'm
struggle,
gonna say
right?
he is 28.
Okay, it's a good guess. He's 31.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? A little kid
He's in his 30s.
from The Phantom Menace is now in his 30s.
Yeah,
Getting into his 30s, 31.
You got a lot of hate, Virginia.
I know.
Eva Mendes turns 46 today. Michael Irvin, former Miami Hurricane and Hall of Famer, is 54, and I think his son just transferred away from University of Miami. Kind of odd. That's where his dad went and made his name, and his son was there following in his footsteps, and no mas. Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller is turning 65 today. Also got a birthday shout out to my big boy Mateus from Mom, Josie, and Ilya. Also, happy 16th birthday to my sunshine. Enjoy your day. Love, Mom, Dad, and sisters. That is from Christina. Also, happy birthday, Valerie, from Bobby, Cam, and Scarlett. You're an amazing wife and mother. We love you more than the sun is bright. So, got a birthday shout out. You want to get on the KVJ show? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Be happy to get that on for you. Okay, so we have a lot of people always send us emails, and a lot of times people do not want their identity on the radio, which makes it kind of tricky for what we do. So I took a lot of the emails that we've been getting for people saying, hey, can you just get like people's take on this real quick? I want to hear your opinion on this. So a quick little mishmash here, some makeups or breakups. Would you stay with this person or would you dump them? This is an interesting one because this email had a lot more details with it, but I boiled it down to this. This guy that I'm seeing is late always, about 15 to 30 minutes for everything. And last night after my workplace closed, he left me standing in the dark in a bad part of town for 30 minutes by myself waiting for him to pick me up.
30 minutes?
30 minutes. And
That's just ridiculous.
Well, I feel like I need more details on something like. First of all, how long have you guys been together? How is he in your personal life other than this one thing? Is he great in
But she said he's always late, and 30 minutes is a lot to be standing out somewhere.
But again, why is she not able to drive? Is this something that she's abusing? Where she's asking him to drive all the?
She needed a favor from him on that, so I do have some of the extra details. She needed a favor for him, and sometimes she just feels like this is the one thing where she just feels like he's not that into her and he doesn't respect her. And this is, and she said, if I had to put a finger on it, here's an example. And it's the always being late. And she's like, am I reading too much into somebody who's always late? Is it just maybe a character flaw that they have and I'm looking too much into it? Or is this really just showing me that, yeah, he's not that into me or he's not very considerate, and here's an example of how.
If he was just...
And he had offered to pick her up, and she had a thing where her car was in the shop, and he's like, I got you. And then she's winding up standing there, and her place where she works, it's like a shop that closes that, everybody else has left, and she has to stand outside because the door's locked.
And he
she's
knows
like,
that.
Yes.
I think that if he's late for other things and she's safe, it's fine. But if he's late for something and she's not safe...
And she had emphasized that, hey, try to be on time this time because I'm going to be left. And then he's late again. And she's just like, that's where she's like,
problem.
I feel like I don't want to jump out of this too quickly. Am I overblowing this? But I even emphasized, hey, if you don't show up on time, I'm going to be standing out there.
If there's other things going on in this relationship and he's late all the time and you feel like he's not into you, then this is a deal breaker. Walls Pennington, I'm out. But if it's just a character flaw, you guys have been together for a long time and he's just always late and that's the thing that annoys you, but he's awesome in every other way, I don't think it is a breakup.
I think what she should do is, first of all, don't rely on him for transportation to and from anywhere. If you need to be someplace, especially if it's work or if you're going to be standing out someplace, you can't rely on him to pick you up. You've got to call somebody else that you can actually trust. And then you have to really look at this, okay? I'm with a man that I can't trust to put me as a priority to be there on time. Is that what you want?
Yeah, and I just wonder, too. In fact, I was talking to Randy, who's on after us here on WRMF, and she said her number one peeve is people being late. So she always tried to be punctual. And if that would be your number one peeve, could you even be in a relationship with somebody that is habitually late by like 30 minutes?
It's going to drive you nuts.
I thought so, too.
Honestly, the details are further in that email. Or at least you're saying that she feels like he's already not into her. Yeah. And then on top of all of this, there's your answer.
Right.
Based on what we know, and I think the fact that you took so much time to write such a lengthy email, I think you're saying everything. It's showing a lack of consideration, and he seems to be violating one of your top peeves, and that's always being late.
And maybe you don't make a big statement like, I'm breaking up with you. You may just want to ease out of this one slowly. It doesn't sound like he's going to fight for you.
Okay, probably not. We're all on this one. Walls Pennington, we're all out.
Yeah, I would ease out of this one and maybe, not even make a big deal of it. This guy's not going to fight for you, so don't get all upset for him.
Okay, Kev, one breakup down. What else we got?
Okay, this one for our makeup or breakup. I believe he let my cat get out of my apartment because he hates it and wanted it to run away.
That's a breakup. That's automatic.
But I don't have any proof. I just have this feeling.
If he really did it and you can prove it.
They don't know. They can't.
It's a breakup.
Can't prove it.
Well, let's ask an expert on accidentally letting cats out and losing them. I mean, this guy has done it several times.
If it's an accident and you didn't mean it, that's not a breakup. Now, if someone's being, medieval on you and they are letting your cat out because they hate cats, that's a breakup. You can't trust that person. In fact, they're a future person that's going to put poison in your soup.
Oh,
it's true. Can't trust them. Okay, I just discovered that she is massively in debt.
I think you need to help her.
Okay.
But if you have hesitation about marrying her or living together, that's completely respectable. That just means you care about your finances and you care about your future.
Okay, but you say help her, though.
Help her. Okay. I don't think it's breakupable.
Okay, let's switch it. He is massively in debt.
I think you help him.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say break up with him.
Yeah, then dump him.
How does he look?
He's a freeloader.
Is he cute?
I've heard you say guys who are in debt and don't have a lot of money.
It goes both ways. I mean, if you're somebody who really cares about their credit score and you pay all your bills on time and then you find out that you're with somebody that doesn't, that is stressful because it's a huge personality thing.
Well, they do say finances is, I think, number one in breakups with marriages, and I've seen it happen before. I think it happens when someone's taking money and they're lying about it, and the other person's left in the dark, and all of a sudden they realize they have massive amounts of debt.
All the more reason to keep your finances separate.
True.
If you have your own money and you don't share money, then you don't have to answer to nobody.
Okay, we're out.
Okay, makeup or breakup on this one. He lies about how he's always stoned. Apparently, she's like, are you still? No, I'm fine.
Is Denny's wife writing into the show now?
That's why Jen's like, this is going to be really awkward if you put my name on this.
It all depends on what are you a stoner too?
I don't think
do you
she
hate
is.
the idea of a stoned man?
I think she's like, don't insult my intelligence. You got glassy, bloodshot eyes.
Oh, but there's a reason why he's lying.
You just ate 3 bags of chips.
He's lying because she doesn't like. He wouldn't lie if she was cool with it. So she's got to ask herself, is she with the right guy here?
We've often said it is tough for someone who loves the ganja to be somebody who hates the ganja.
I don't think it's going to work out
No.
with you and your lying about being high boyfriend.
Because he wants to get high. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you, but I think he might like Mary Jane a little bit more.
But if there's a time and place to get high and he's abusing it and you're just not down with that, he is not the man for you.
You're going to your kid's recital. He's in the parking lot hitting the pen.
Well, I get that. Have you ever been to a kid's recital?
Yeah.
Okay, bad example.
I don't even smoke, and give it to me.
It's called a pep rally.
Give me something.
All right, terrible example.
Terrible example.
Okay, and probably the most interesting email we got here, and the final one in our makeup or breakup. The complaint is she writes sexual fan fiction about K-pop bands.
Wait, what?
Korean pop bands. You ever seen that? I've read that, where there are people that they write that. I know they'd had it for American boy bands. I think they're kind of like romance novels, but they call it sexual fan fiction.
Not a deal breaker. That's your own creative writing. That's your thing. God bless you. Have fun. Get weird.
Yeah, I think that was just it. He just thought that was very bizarre.
It is bizarre.
That's her
But
hobby.
That's her thing.
I agree. Yeah, we're not dumping that one, though it is bizarre.
Just don't let her get around a K-pop band
That's
because you
true.
don't know what she might do.
That's
you gotta
true.
limit her exposure.
That's true. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we got the mystery box. We're going to be breaking out here in just a couple of minutes.
Whose turn is it?
It is, I believe Virginia is going to be fishing in there to try to give the description of exactly what we have got
Nice.
in the box.
Uh-oh.
No.
Yes.
I've heard it's not that bad.
That's a bad sign.
I heard it's not that bad.
Yeah. We've got tickets to the Tony Award-winning An American in Paris when it comes to the Kravis Center. Going to be on the 15th. That's when the tickets are for. Coming up here in just a couple minutes, Virginia's going to give you the descriptions. Get ready to jump on to call us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. And if you want that added advantage of seeing what's in the mystery box, you can go and watch us on KVJ TV right now on YouTube. Just search for The KVJ Show.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, the last couple of weeks, we've all dug something very interesting out of the mystery box, and now today Virginia gets a shot at it. What she does, she's going to go in there and she's going to be very descriptive as she feels what is in the mystery box to try to help somebody to win some hot tickets. Hot tickets. What we got here.
I'm hearing in the hallway, these tickets are scorching.
Scorching hot. Wow. How about that?
Virginia looks kind of annoyed.
I'm nervous.
She's kind of like, why do I got to do this?
I'm not annoyed. I'm nervous.
Oh, I wouldn't be nervous, honestly.
I'm just thinking back to what I made you grab last week, and is payback my time?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you
looker?
had Rocco's Looker, which is an actually
Yeah,
applicator.
that's right. I kind of blocked it out.
Yeah.
Kevin, it was terrible.
Yeah. So Virginia's going to get a crack at the mystery box here today. Now, you have an added advantage if you have KVJ TV. You can dial it up on YouTube. You'll be able to see also what it is. But Virginia is going to go in there and try to describe it well enough that you'll be able to try to figure out what it is. So we just plop it up there, and we'll give you a couple clues as well. When you think you know what it is, 877-979-9763, 877-979-WRMF. You want to hit us up. And we will hook you up with tickets to go see An American in Paris. It's going to be at the Kravis Center on March 15th. Winner of 4 Tony Awards.
Now, you got to be kind of, descriptive like a poet, Virginia.
Okay.
Really, just let it drip.
Is it wet?
No, I mean the poetry.
Oh.
Is it wet?
I don't want it to be wet.
No, it's not wet.
I think if it's wet, it's
when it's
worse.
most alarming, yes.
It's most alarming when it's wet. If
Yeah.
it's dry, I can deal.
Kevin
Yeah.
did a great job describing.
Yeah, I went for it. I had the Whizzinator, I believe.
You did. It was like a poem.
Yes.
It's not a rat trap. It's not going to hurt me,
No.
is it? Okay.
And stop asking questions.
I'm just curious by nature.
Okay. Let's explore inside the mystery box there, Virginia. Watch yourself. Okay, easy. There you go. Okay. You're dabbling around. I will let you know that it is on a plate. What you got.
If you
So
can't pick
that's
them
what
up
you're
and show them to
hitting
the camera, too.
there. Yeah. Okay.
Is this the plate?
Yeah, you're working around the edges of the plate there in the
Okay,
mystery
all right.
box.
I feel the
Yeah.
plate is like a
Yeah.
normal sized paper
Yeah.
plate.
That's not the part
That's
of it.
not,
It's
yeah.
what's on the plate that is so important here in the mystery box today. Okay. How would you describe what you're feeling right now, Virginia? What do you think?
Feels like rice.
Okay.
That girl's making me hungry.
That's a good description.
Ooh.
Feels like rice.
If rice had sharp edges, which doesn't.
It's like rice with sharp
it's like
edges.
Uncooked rice. It's really hard.
Yes.
Will you hold up that uncooked rice to the camera?
Uh-huh. Yeah, if you can get one of them there. With your long fingernails, I know they're kind of hard to get, but yeah, she's showing what that is.
Really explore.
Just to kind of help the audience out, they're white to yellowish.
Okay.
Some are a little brown.
They're hard.
Yeah.
And they're stabbing me, but they're tiny.
So you're saying, is it white or brown rice, Kev? Again, you're making me hungry.
Well, she's saying that's what it feels like. I'm not even saying that it is rice. I'm just giving you the description there and the colors.
I think I know what it is.
Okay, you think you know what it is.
I don't know.
Now all of a sudden you got a very
I don't know if
you got a disgusted look on your face, Virginia.
Can I smell my finger?
I wouldn't.
Oh, if you want, yeah.
All I'm saying is keep coronavirus in mind. Stop sniffing things.
Does it have a smell?
It smells a little gamey.
A little gamey.
Gamey.
What do you mean by gamey? Maybe a little bit of thyme and
You're gonna. Oh man.
A little time, a little just age.
I honestly, she's gonna.
Here comes the big reveal.
I think I know what this is.
I don't think you do. I think you know a form of it, but I don't think you really know what you've got yourself into. It's a collaboration.
We have some guesses that are rolling in here. Ashley from West Palm Beach has the first crack at it. Ashley, what do you think we put in the mystery box that Virginia is feeling up right now?
It's kind of hard. I don't know. Some kind of meat, maybe fish.
Meat, maybe fish. Okay, meat, maybe fish.
It's definitely not meat or fish. Because that would be like soft, even if it was cooked.
Mm-hmm.
This is like tiny and sharp on the edges and like hard. It stabs you.
Mm-hmm. Heather is on here from Stewart.
It's a lot of them, too.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a guess what might be in the mystery box here, Heather?
Dried up maggots.
That's not bad.
Oh, dried up maggots.
It's not dried up maggots. That's great.
That is a great guess.
That's next week.
That's good for Suits next week.
Yeah, I would say about maggot size, though. Maybe a little bit smaller, a little bit more thin.
Very descriptive, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, just trying to help the people out here. Yeah, so not dried up maggots. Hard, white to yellowish, sharp edges.
Tiny,
smell a little gamey. Is there a variation in size? Are they all the same size?
No, they're not the same.
Okay.
Some are big, some are little.
Some are big, some are little. Okay.
Some are wider, some are skinnier.
Yeah, okay.
It was smart of you to wash your hands.
I used hand sanitizer. Was that enough?
I don't know. You ready for the big reveal here?
I guess.
She's thrilled.
It's actually kind of it's kind of going to be a letdown. It's not that bad, really.
Stacy's on here from Wellington. Stacy, what do we have in the mystery box today?
Toenail?
Toenails, yeah, we'll go with that.
We do have toenails, but we've got a kind of a buffet of toenails. We have got Suits, Denny's, myself have been growing out our toenails just for this bit. But we've got one of Denny's neighbors. We have one of my neighbors. We also have a few members of the Snack Pack's toenails in there as well.
Wow.
And one of the neighbors, he kind of had jaundice nails.
Oh, yeah, that was the yellowish brown one I saw.
That would be his.
Yeah.
I've seen your neighbor.
You have. We've seen one of them.
Yes. Next game is we play Guess Whose They Are by Taste.
Do you want to see what you...
No, I don't want to look at it. I'm just going to live over here in ignorance.
Look at that, Kevin. Look how big that one is. That one's from the neighbor.
Were they growing that from birth?
That's from the neighbor.
That's disgusting.
I can't.
That is disgusting.
I can't with you.
Wash your hands, though. The Corones.
I did.
Congratulations, Stacey. You got tickets to go check out the Tony Award-winning An American in Paris at the Kravis Center, okay?
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
And it was one of the clean members from the Snack Pack, so don't even worry about it.
Is that a thing? Clean member of the Snack Pack?
I should say the cleanest.
All right, are you guys ready to laugh?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. I could use some comedy in my life here. It's time once again for producer Denny's Joke Jury. He's penned out some jokes here for us, and it is our job on the jury to let him know if they're funny or not. So his goal is to get us to laugh, crack up, smile, whatever. If we give him a good reaction, then we're eliminated from the joke jury. Myself, Virginia, and Jay Bird is on it. And then the audience, they always love to chip in as well and let Denny's know when he's got a good joke and when he doesn't. So we got the joke jury here with Denny's 5 different jokes in 5 attempts to try to get you to crack up. Who's he talking to? It's so important in there.
Who, Denny's?
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Denny's!
Okay, here we go. All right,
Kevin is mad.
Yeah, we're on the stage. The crowd's waiting.
Kevin
Yeah,
is...
I hear you. I was getting information.
Oh, okay.
Prize.
All right, gotcha. Okay, all right. Sorry to throw you right into this here, Denny. You're very busy.
Oh,
Got a lot
yes.
going on here.
Let's move those.
Does anyone want these
The
toenails?
toenails got to
No,
go.
we can throw those away.
You want them, Virginia?
No.
The easiest thing to be to throw them away, but what we do, we'll leave them on the counter, and people come in and be like, what is that gross thing?
Gosh, I hate KVJ.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
The fun thing to do is put them in the break room.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or if you did like a coconut donut.
We can do
and
another
sprinkle
round
them.
of what the heck is. It's been a while since we did what the heck is that.
If we put, okay, I love it. All right, we got to get those nails. I think Denny's just threw them in the trash.
No, they're still
I
kind of
like
fun.
having a daily reason for Patty to come in here and yell at Jaybird.
You didn't put toenails in the break room, did you?
Okay, joke jury time. All right, what do we got here for joke number 1, Denny's?
All right. Well, so we know Bird's got this bee problem. How does Denny's get rid of bees?
I don't know. How does Denny's get rid of bees?
I smoke them out.
Okay, yeah. He just went right to it.
Yes.
Right at it, yeah.
Second joke for you guys. Why did the band The Knack cancel their upcoming tour?
I don't know. Why did they cancel it?
The coronavirus.
Okay, yeah, you took the Weird Al from
Is it weird out?
Is that a real laugh or are we all?
It's a groan.
Gorona.
Poor guy.
My
just
Corona.
Just got off the phone getting yelled at. He's got to come in here.
That's tough. It
get
ain't
made
easy.
fun of.
It ain't easy. It's not an easy day today. Not gonna be an easy day.
All right, third joke for you guys here. What do ovens do after a long day at work?
What do ovens do after a long day at work? I don't know. What do ovens do after a long day at work?
They vent.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
smart. That's smart comedy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
A
like
little
that.
oven humor for you guys.
That's what the world needs. More of that.
More oven humor.
Fourth joke. What soda do free thinkers drink?
I don't know. What soda do free thinkers drink?
Coca-Cola.
Okay. He's just warming up. He's warming up now. Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Final joke for you guys. Why was the stripper twerking in the field?
I don't know. Why was the stripper twerking in the field?
She was out there hoeing it up.
Oh,
Hoeing.
we get it.
Oh, Virginia did give you one of those.
All right. Well, thank you, Denny.
Yes.
I'm sure you got some phones you got to answer.
Yeah, I'm going to go get some information real quick.
Go answer the phones and say, hey, your joke sucked.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
I,
Denny's, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't think so, but they will say that, though. I love you, kid.
Well, we got a bee joke in there. Do we have an update, Jay Bird? Because if people have been missing the ongoing saga, you believe somebody has planted a beehive on your outdoor patio there as a way to, I guess, try to have bee attacks happen on you.
I'm just saying it's weird, Kevin.
That bees just showed up and built a hive?
Well, it's just weird that there's a ton of bees right by my door, like a bee wall. You can't get through it because of all these bees. But the bees did subside, I had thought.
Did they go away? Was the hive still there, or just you didn't see bees?
There was
Never a hive you saw?
Never a hive.
Yeah.
Just a crap ton of bees for about 48 hours.
Uh-huh.
They wouldn't leave.
And what?
Then they subsided. They were gone until yesterday afternoon, and I got stung on the top of my foot. And then I tried to put some ointment. I put the wrong ointment on it, and I started kind of poking around it, and I think it's infected now.
Oh,
but I got
no.
stung by a damn bee on the hood of my ankle.
What?
Or the top. The top of my ankle.
You know your foot's not a car, right?
You know what I meant.
What?
These bees are lawless, Virginia.
Look at what they're doing to his mind, Virginia. I mean, he's talking nonsense. These dang bees.
Oh, they're making me be crazy.
Yeah. The bees.
No, not the bees! Not the bees!
So now they're attacking you.
There's not that many around now, but the ones that are around, I got stung by a bee on the.
It's a smarter tactic, actually.
You need to make sure that if you picked around at it and
Look at it.
you need to put some antibacterial on
But
it.
it's getting kind of.
Okay.
So.
To let you know, good news here. Somebody's texted in from Morocco, and they said, in my country, if you have bees around your house, that means that your house is very blessed and good things are about to happen.
Okay.
Until they bite you. And you die.
I always love how we take the worst things to happen in life and try to make them good and spin them. Yeah, bees mean good things. Hey, a bird crapped on you. You're going to the lottery. Wait, what?
It rains on your wedding day. That's good luck.
Wait, what?
Like, well, what?
Speaking of, a bird crapped on me about a week ago, Virginia.
Okay.
Well, then your life is about you got bees, birds are crapping on you?
Should I feel
Honestly,
lucky?
I would say you have a depressing life, but some people say you're blessed.
A cat scratched me a week ago? What the hell is going on?
Animals don't like you.
That's not
We've
true.
established that, and now the bees and the cats are just backing
I
it
mean,
up.
that really is the only thing we got here is animals hate jaybirds.
And I love animals. I love them so much. I hate it.
It's like they're all talking and getting together.
I hate
Okay,
that.
there he is. Get him.
I hate that you're all making fun of it, but this is my life.
Sad.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ, dirt of the day. It's the KVJ, dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in just a second, Alex Trebek is giving us an update. You know, he is 1 year into his battle with cancer, and he's giving you just the details of what it's like and what's been the toughest part about it and all that good stuff. So, Alex Trebek, in his own words, coming up in just a second. Before we get into that, we told you yesterday about Britney Spears' son and how he was on Instagram. And I listened to it yesterday. We've got a little clip of it for you here today. He's 13, and what's going on is he's on Instagram Live, and so people in real time can like ask him questions. So he's like reading the questions and then he's answering them. And I don't think he had any plans to be dropping mind bombs. He was just talking about his life and about his experience. And you can only imagine living with Kevin Federline as his dad. He probably gets, you know, his dad's side of everything. And the backstory of the money, which is what it's all about, guys. It's always all about the money. The backstory is Britney and Kevin Federline used to have 50-50 custody. And so that meant that Britney probably paid Kevin, let's say, a lump sum of, I don't know, arbitrary number, 10 grand a month. When it got changed, then all of a sudden, Kevin was getting 70% of the time sharing and Britney was getting 30%. So that means that Kevin has to get a lot more than 10 grand a month because time sharing, the money is equal to the time. And because Jamie Spears, Britney's dad, is in charge of the money, I'm sure Jamie didn't want to pay Kevin Federline more money. He probably thought, you know, the 10 grand or whatever that number was enough. And I'm sure it's more than 10 grand, actually, now that I think about it. But so I'm sure there was beef between Kevin and Jamie. And then it got physical between Jamie and Jaden, the 13-year-old. So I bet Kevin was pretty pissed about that, too, and has walked around the house talking about how he's not a fan of Jamie Spears, Britney's dad. So that's kind of the backstory. And then here is what the real-time audio sounded like on the Instagram feed of 13-year-old Jaden Spears.
Actually, I haven't seen her doing a lot of music at all. I remember one time I asked her, Mom, what happened to your music? And she was like, I don't know, honey, I think I might just quit it. I'm like, what? What are you saying? Like, do you know how much bank you make off of that stuff? Oh, Sam, I thought you guys were talking about someone else. Yeah, I like Sam. He's a really good dude. Is your grandpa a jerk? Yeah, he can go die. Will you get in trouble for doing this? No. I mean, my dad doesn't care. I have the best dad ever. My dad's literally Jesus.
Really? Well, that's quite an update there. He's literally Jesus.
Jaden is a fan of Kevin Federline.
Wow.
Not a fan of Jamie, his grandfather.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear it or not. He said, I hope Grandpa dies or something along those lines. Grandpa can die.
Yeah, Grandpa can die. He went on, actually, and he said other things about Grandpa that's cut out of that. He called him male anatomy.
Hey, if you talk to our new program director, Randy, what do you think the chances of getting Popo's Out played every now and then in the rotation?
Well, I mean, if it's created, if the new artist is Jesus,
You're right.
I mean, I might be singing it Sunday in church.
You're right.
How odd's that going to be if they break out Popo's Owl?
That's when you know life is just turned on.
That's when I was like, wow, I thought the coronavirus was goofy.
I really wasn't into, and I didn't really know, I wasn't familiar with a lot of Megan Thee Stallion's music, but I like drama, and she certainly has drama, which creates, for me at least, intrigue about the music. So, hey, is this hurting her or helping her? She's got a fight going on with her record label, and she's suing them. They're suing her. They're all fighting over the release of new music, which is supposed to happen tomorrow. They are insisting that a judge not let her release music tomorrow. She is insisting that she's gonna release music tomorrow. You've got a court date coming up, but that's not till in a couple of weeks. So this will be fascinating to see what happens tomorrow. It sounds like she is moving full speed ahead and going against the contract she has to release music tomorrow. Sugar is the name of it. Sugar. S-U-G-A.
Okay.
Sugar.
I look forward to that.
And finally, a different type of sugar. We all are big fans of Alex Trebek and pulling for him in his battle against pancreatic cancer. Here he is, the 79-year-old, giving us a little update as he reaches the 1-year milestone of fighting this cancer.
The 1-year survival rate for stage 4 pancreatic cancer patients is 18%. I'm very happy to report I have just reached that marker. Now, I'd be lying if I said the journey had been an easy one. There were moments of great pain, days when certain bodily functions no longer functioned, and sudden massive attacks of great depression that made me wonder if it really was worth fighting on. But I brushed that aside quickly because that would have been a massive betrayal, a betrayal of my wife and soulmate Jean, and it would certainly have been a betrayal of my faith in God and the millions of prayers that have been said on my behalf.
Very nice.
Dang, what well said.
Dang.
Make you think.
Oh, yeah.
He's handling this like a warrior. He's doing great with it.
He is, and he is an inspiration to so many.
No doubt.
So you keep fighting. We are pulling for you, Alex Trebek. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day, brought to you by the Taste of Little Italy in Tradition in Port St. Lucie this weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Free admission and all kinds of Italian food and music and culture and fun and rides for the kids. So we'll see you out there in Tradition in Port St. Lucie this weekend for the Taste of Little Italy.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There is a crazy video that is going viral today of this crane worker in Nashville, Tennessee, who could really do nothing but watch as this tornado closes in on him early Tuesday morning with the terrible tornadoes that they had there. He's 375 feet in the air as it sweeps right in front of him here in Nashville, and this is the audio of his reaction.
There's a real tornado right there. Oh, my God. If something happens, make sure everybody knows I love them, Carla. This is no joke. There's a real tornado. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That is. I always hate hearing that. Tell them that just makes me so sad.
So that's the guy up in the crane?
Yeah.
He is
Oh, my
so
gosh.
far up there that it would have taken him all that time to get down, so he had to just stay there and watch it. And you can see in the distance, like, transformers are blowing.
Oh, my God.
Huge explosions are happening in the distance. And he's just sitting there in this little tiny, like, plexiglass box waiting.
Crazy.
Oh, my gosh. I would have definitely crapped my pants.
Just terrifying
And
stuff.
that's not good. You don't want to go out that way.
No, you do not.
Crapping your pants.
Not that way.
Yeah, they're talking about the strength of some of those tornadoes, too, and they were just crazy and terrible. It was, I think, like 24 dead from it, including...
Yes.
Was it an F5?
I think I saw F4. I'm trying to nail down the exact story, but I think that's what I read on it.
I think you're right. I think I read F4 as well.
And there was a couple married for 58 years that died side by side. They were in their bed and thrown from their mattress, their bed. So, I mean, just when you start looking at the stories and the families that happen with, just terrifying stuff, just crazy. And, this is that time of year when in those areas, I lived, in Kansas City for a couple of years, and this is the time of year when you start getting into April where you're like, oh boy, it's tornado season. Ugh. Oklahoma, Kansas, that whole area. It's some terrifying, tough stuff.
I'm watching that footage right now of that guy in the crane. It's insane.
It is, because you can see the tornado, even in the dark. It's coming for him. Transformers are blowing.
It's what nightmares are made of. That's exactly what a nightmare looks like.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get that up on the KVJ Show Facebook page if you haven't seen that yet. Coming up in a couple minutes, we got a Raise Your Hand poll. We're going to find out some interesting stats here on the KVJ Show, like how many members of the KVJ Show have ever brought illegal drugs on an airplane? Okay. Ever tried that one? Illegal drugs on an airplane. We'll get that stat for you. You can find out exactly who admits to it if you're watching KVJ TV on YouTube coming up next. What do you think about this? We're going to admit to some crimes here. I guess it'd be a crime. Yeah, of course. Raise your hand. This is going to figure out a couple stats here. If you ever brought illegal drugs on an airplane, raise your hand if this applies to you. How many people on the KVJ Show have done this? We're talking about myself, Virginia, Jaybird, Denny, Suits. What are the percentages of this? Okay, see, I see 5 hands in the air, but there's only 3 people.
It might
so
have been
some
multiple.
people are really doing this.
I think multiple people are raising the roof.
Yes, okay.
One person's raising the roof.
Okay. Few here. All right. So the actual stat is 3 out of 5. 60% of the KVJ Show has brought illegal drugs on an airplane.
And 20% are Boy Scouts.
Yes. All right. We'll try to find out the stats on exactly who it is and the stories behind it coming up on the After the Show podcast.
I mean,
today.
a question like that makes you sound so bad without the answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well then, whoever raised their hand, whomever that might be on this show.
Somebody's feeling guilty.
Can clarify what exactly happened in their case of why they brought illegal drugs on an airplane.
Okay, I swear I'm a good person.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, got another one for you here. Raise your hand if you are very vocal in the bedroom. Raise your hand if you would say that you are very vocal in the bedroom. Lots of chatter, talk. It's a big part of your experiences. One person here on the show is very vocal in the bedroom. One person. Okay, 20%.
They're also flailing wildly.
No, they're not.
Okay, raise your hand if your family has ever caught you pleasuring yourself.
Somebody's got a busy hand today.
I mean, they're going to lose a lot of blood. Their arm's going to fall asleep because it's just constantly in the air.
I think they're 4 for 4.
Now, are they raising the hand that helped get them caught?
All right, keep it clean. Let's go.
It's just sloppy practice.
Okay, that's 20%, 1 out of 5. The KVJ Show. We'll find out exactly who and the story behind that on the After the Show podcast. All right. Raise your hand if you've ever traded anything for a sexual favor. Traded anything for a sexual favor. Could be a car ride. It could be a purse. Could be a drink. Could be rent. Could be anything like that.
I wish I had that kind of pull, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Nobody's raising their hand on that one. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
clean
just
on that.
unfortunately.
Okay.
I would.
Yeah, it sounds.
I'm not above it.
Yeah, no, hey.
The opportunity
I mean,
maybe never presented
maybe
itself.
nobody would ever trade it. Nah, I'm good.
Maybe I had a drink, but you bring up rent.
Hey, how about that for a popsicle? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nobody ever offered to pay for it.
I mean, rent's big.
It is.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, last one here. Raise your hand if you've ever woken up next to someone you don't remember meeting the night before. Basically, waking up next to a stranger or somebody whose name you didn't know. Be like, okay, yeah. All right, what is your name? All right, raise your hand if you've ever woken up next to someone you don't remember meeting the night before. Okay. Anybody done that? Some people thinking about it. Maybe there's some close, kind of maybe. Do I really know them? No. Okay.
There's a little, close.
Okay.
No cigar, though.
Okay. All right, so we got some close calls, but maybe you got their name right before you got down and dirty. Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Okay. All right, well, coming up on the After the Show podcast, we're going to find out.
How did you know Jay Bird's guy's name?
Steve.
How'd you know?
Who's Steve?
You know Steve.
Oh, come on.
I love how
We've
you're
all had a Steve.
up
Don't
here
act like you
pretending
haven't.
you don't know Steve.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Kvj Tv.
Yes. Okay, so we'll find out on the After the Show podcast exactly who brought the illegal drugs onto an airplane, and we'll get the story behind that, who's very vocal in the bedroom, and what do they say, and the story behind the person caught pleasuring themselves by family. Wow.
Of all things.
Of all things. And, of course, people watching KVJ TV know who answered what.
What's hot now on the KVJ show?
Well, coming up on Saturday, can you believe that the season is going to be opening up and not too soon? I see we're going to hit 90 degrees today here in South Florida. So when it starts getting warm like that, it's about time for Rapids Water Park to turn on the fountains, get this thing going.
90 degrees. Ugh.
Yeah, going to be a hot one today. So on Saturday, I'm going to be out there for the seasonal grand opening of Rapids Water Park, South Florida's largest water park with 42 slides and attractions starting at 2 p.m.
Ride the rapids, have some fun. Ride the rapids,
Everyone!
Yeah.
Are you going on the brain train or not? Are you going to be a wimp or are you going to
Ain't
be
no
a
brain
man?
to drain, Virginia.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. When I'm going to be there, I'm sure it's going to be crazy packed.
Yeah, but I mean, you're making a video. It's a special thing.
Yeah, I'm going to make a video of me sitting at that tiki bar having a cocktail. Yeah,
Look,
that's going to be my place.
I've done the Rapids appearance several times.
Yeah.
You are allowed to go test out the rides. They want you to.
Yeah.
They want you to come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
So, brain drain, let's get insane.
Yeah.
You and the bird need to simultaneously ride the brain train. I've ridden it.
You have? Okay.
I'm not scared.
The only problem that I would have with the worst part for me would be waiting in the long line up that high.
You'd be up there forever, yeah.
It would take a minute.
It
And
is
you're
a long
cowering, yeah.
line, but just, all the other people are waiting. You can wait. It's only like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I get that I would wait. I'm saying that would be the part that I would have the
Make for a fun video, though.
Kevin, am I real?
Cheaper and I consoling each other while we're both having panic attacks.
I kind of need it. Please
It could be
do
very
this.
entertaining.
Nobody wants to see
I
that.
do.
Okay.
I disagree.
Well, you know where I'll be. I'll be there, Bird. If you want to ride it, we'll get on it.
Come on, Bird.
Yeah. All right. Starting at 2, be there till 4 on Saturday.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Would you say you've ever dumped somebody for a weird reason? I've broken up with somebody. I wouldn't say it's weird. I think it made sense. I broke up with them because they didn't really speak very good English. And Canley in the chat room said that he had a high school girlfriend dump him because he wasn't learning Spanish fast enough and she couldn't speak English. So, but that's not that weird. I mean, a language barrier.
It's not.
I had that with my former fiance. She really did
Yeah.
not speak much English.
It's tough.
It was tough. We
Yes.
made it work, though.
You can for a while.
Clearly, we made it work. We're not together.
Mm-hmm. Weirdest reason somebody dumped you, though.
I think sometimes the straw that breaks the camel's back may sound weird. Like in the moment, why you break up. Yeah, it sounds weird. But there's stuff that builds up a lot of times before that.
Oh, but there's sometimes I think in the beginning a shallow reason can end a newer relationship.
But I think what's amazing with it is that, yeah, little things might be leading up to it, but the straw that breaks the camel's back or the reason that you verbalize is why you're breaking up. You probably have legit reasons to break up, but then the one you voice sounds preposterous. And that's pretty much what we have here. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, back in college, my girlfriend of 2 years broke up with me because she didn't like the way I blinked. I mean, how do you even respond to that? She didn't like the way I blinked. Apparently, I blink weird or just too much.
You can blink too much. So I knew a guy back in the day, adorable guy, super sweet, cute, but he blinked constantly. It wasn't like normal blinking pattern. It was like rapid
so
fire.
So you can see this?
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody else texted in and said, weirdest reason somebody dumped you? Because he forgot my birthday. He broke up with me 3 days later when he realized he forgot my birthday, and we've been dating for 3 years.
Okay, but that's deeper than that.
It is.
There's something else going
But
on
here's
there.
why I look at it. He said, if she's not important enough that I wouldn't remember her birthday after 3 years, and it's not for 3 days afterwards, then maybe I'm realizing I'm not that into her.
I'll tell you what happened. He forgot the birthday. She got mad. They got into a huge fight. He's like, I'm not dealing with this. We're breaking up.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy.
Somebody texted in, weirdest reason somebody dumped you. I was in mid-conversation with my ex-boyfriend. And in the conversation, he says, you know, I don't think I want to be in a relationship anymore. I want to go live in the mountains with my dog alone. And this is when I was living in Denver, a bunch of hippies like Dennys. And it was just really weird to me because we had a great day together, and then we're just sitting there, and he drops this revelation on me that he's going out into the mountains to live with his dog. By the way, he never did, and now he's just a real estate agent.
That's a case of it wasn't him, it was you.
And maybe that day wasn't so great.
That's sad. When you think it's a great day.
That's the roughest. When you're
having a blast.
Yeah, it hurts.
We had a great day and you really didn't?
Oh.
Weirdest reason somebody dumped you. Someone texted in and said, I accidentally farted in front of him and he broke up with me the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cold.
He hated farts.
But
he just hated farts.
I mean, you can't help it
I
sometimes.
know. She accidentally farted. And he's like, done.
It's a legitimate bodily function that sometimes can't be helped.
Look who's defending over here. Sleep farter Sanicki. You are blowing Panda out of that bed. That poor man.
I don't do it on purpose.
Your farts made me leave that room.
Sometimes it's my diet, and sometimes it's just the quick weight loss pills.
That night was your drinking. You were sleeping it off, and your body just lost control.
That was the
She's
sausage.
so relaxed.
That was the sausage.
Yeah.
It was
sausage, booze, and farts.
I was sharing a room, and you literally, I evacuated the room.
What a gnarly mixture.
I sometimes I have too much sausage.
Oh.
You had
too much booze.
You had too much booze. That was the culprit.
Somebody else texted and said, I got dumped because I colored my hair. He said if I'm making changes to my appearance, it was because I was trying to impress somebody else. He was a tool bag anyway, so I wasn't that upset.
Yeah, that's too controlling. Be glad you got rid of him.
Weirdest reason you got dumped, somebody texted in and said, I told my girlfriend that her cat was fat. She broke into tears and kicked me out of her apartment. Then 10 minutes later, via text, she dumped me.
Wow.
It's a cold, cold world out there, Virginia.
Wow.
I think, again, you dodged a bullet. I mean, that's pretty intense.
Somebody else said, I cried watching the Adam Sandler movie Happy Gilmore.
And then you got broke up with?
Well, and listen to this. The movie's about his grandma, and my grandma had just died, so I cried a bit during the beginning of the movie. And my girlfriend told me she needed a guy who can be a little tougher and stronger. And dumped me before the movie was even over.
Damn.
Whoa.
That girl is cold.
She's cold. You're not meant to be.
Yeah.
Did she know that your grandma had just passed?
It sounds like she doesn't
She didn't care.
That girl is cold.
You're soft. I need a
need
tougher
a-
man. I
need
need
a
a
real
real man. Yeah. And listen to this one. Weirdest reason I got dumped. I told her I couldn't have sex because I had jock itch. By the end of the week, I was single.
Oh, dude, what are you doing? So you throw out your back or something.
Yeah.
Jock itch?
Something better than that.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, this is what our Florida lawmakers are doing. They've had enough with this emotional support animal nonsense going on, and they just proposed a bill that would lead to jail time for fraudulent support animals. Wow, the Florida Senate passed the bill that would forbid landlords from discriminating against people who require emotional support animals, but allows them to request proof of a person's disability if it isn't obvious.
Interesting.
And if the bill becomes law, anybody who falsifies information or misrepresents their need for a support animal can spend up to 60 days in jail. So if you're doing this, heads up.
I saw this shakedown at a restaurant the other day. This lady had one of these dogs with emotional. No. It's a service animal and it had a vest on. It was a yellow and red vest. It was so loud and so in your face, and you're like, okay, this is obviously a service dog. And somebody else came in with another dog that was tiny and being quiet. And the supposed service dog jumped up and tried to attack the little dog.
Oh, wow.
Barking, going nuts. That's not a service dog.
Right.
Real service dogs don't do that. They're trained not to flip out and try to maul smaller animals. That person was lying, and that vest is a scam.
Well, the other thing that I've seen before is someone getting kind of like the same situation you're talking about, where someone's asking the person with the dog to leave, and they were saying, well, what is your ailment? And the person kept on screaming back, you can't see my ailment, but I've got an ailment. I don't have to prove it to you. Some ailments you can't see. And there's that whole thing where I have an ailment you can't see. That's why I need this.
Well, now they're going to make them prove it.
Yeah.
And then if they can prove that you lied about it, 60 days in jail is pretty scary.
Yeah.
Without your animal.
Yes. You don't get to bring your fake service
And that's where you really would need an emotional support animal,
That's
ironically.
the one time you need it.
If you ever need it, Fluffy.
It's in jail. Yeah. Well, a Texas man who posted a video showing himself licking Bluebell ice cream and putting it back into a Walmart freezer has learned that's not a wise thing to do. He's been sentenced to 7 months in jail.
Good.
He was ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and $1,565 in restitution to Bluebell Creameries. As soon as the verdict was laid down, he was taken immediately to jail right after the hearing. And listen to this. What he did was he just made the video where he licked it, put it into the case, and then went back, retrieved it, and then paid for it. Still got 7 months in jail and $2,500 out of his pocket.
You know why?
He's encouraging people to do it.
Yeah.
If you make it look like you put it back in the case in the video, other people are going to do that.
And you're creating panic, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want licky ice cream.
No, I don't know that you went back and bought it, and it doesn't matter.
With the Corones running amok?
Yeah.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. So if you're a bad guy pro wrestler, should you ever shut your act down?
Yes, you should.
You should.
If you're in court, if you're at a PTA meeting.
I don't know this story, but I'm very excited.
Good move, bad move here by the heel wrestler. He's at a media event in character, and here's a father and a child, a 7-year-old boy. So the bad guy pro wrestler thinks it would be within his character to flip off the 7-year-old kid. Dad got mad.
Okay, that guy, it is his character to be mean to kids. That's his whole character.
See, this is why I love wrestling. Stuff like this.
His name is MJF, and this dad was not happy he flipped off his 7-year-old kid. So he went to this wrestling company and complained, but the executive there said, talent have freedom of expression, so please don't think anybody is going to act any different than they do on TV.
You are asking the wrong person. One of my favorite things in life are bad guy wrestlers.
So a bad guy wrestler flipping off a 7-year-old is inbounds.
The dad teaches the kid, look, he's a character. This is what
it's acting.
It's fake, blah, blah, blah. When you go out in the world, sometimes things are going to not...
You've given the finger to a small child.
Would I do it? No. Would I laugh? Yes.
That's his act, though.
It's his act,
He's
man.
mean to all kids.
The fact that you're getting mad is saying my act is working, and that's how he's going to look at it. Now, he's going to turn people off. That's kind of what he wants.
Okay. All right. Mission accomplished.
Hey, look, he made the whacked out news.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I'm a fan.
You're a fan. You love it. Police in Melbourne, Australia just released security footage of a guy who stole a Versace necklace from a high-end fashion store a few weeks ago. What he did, he fished it off the mannequin's neck with a fishing pole.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing, huh?
He fished it off.
I mean, that's some skill.
No one even saw him do it.
No, he just probably popped into a Bass Pro Shop, got himself a rod and reel, and
wow.
There you
Kind of brilliant.
Speaking of bass, I don't know about you, Kev. I don't want to speak for your lake and canals.
Yeah.
Are the bass the size of a serpent where you live at?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't think this conversation is going to go anywhere, and never mind. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I haven't done inventory of our bass.
I just look at the bass all
How
the time.
big are your fish? Kevin's not in there with a ruler?
No, but we've got an alarming size basses or bats. Bay? I don't know. What's plural? What's
Base?
Base. What's plural for bats? Basses? I disrupted.
Well,
I disrupted our
You got to play the Big Killer song. I mean, after that.
I knew I shouldn't have said anything about the bass.
We're just like,
what?
I know. And if you're going to email or text in that Jaybird ruins the show, I get it. I do. I know.
Okay. There's a guy in China that passed his driver's test, and people are like going, good job, yay!
Good for you.
So they started texting him, and he was still driving at the end of the test because they saw him. He's like, hey, thumbs up. They say, good job. He looks down at his phone and crashed into a river.
Oh.
Kevin, your news is so horrible slash...
It turns so quick.
It really does, yes. Another little note here about driving. Cops in Ohio, they caught a woman on video knitting while she was behind the wheel. They say, please don't do that.
What's going on with her?
What are you doing?
Don't knit and drive. Apparently, I don't want to do that. Also, it's another thing you shouldn't do. This woman was at a stoplight in Virginia, and all of a sudden, Spider-Man pulls up beside her. She's there, and here's a 4-door sedan that comes up, and she looks over at Spider-Man, and apparently there is a little bit of a seam between the shirt and the pants because Spider-Man brought something out.
His web?
Yeah, well, luckily the web didn't come out, but I guess he brought out, I don't even know what you would call this, but yeah.
His ding-a-ling?
Well, he doesn't have 8 legs, but he had 5 at this point. Yeah. 2 arms,
Spider-Man.
2 legs, and one more.
Yeah, all right.
That ain't cool.
Yeah, he then made an obscene gesture, rolled down his window, and started... I won't even say.
I mean, you got wrestlers flipping off kids, Spidey doing unspeakable things
well,
to
and here,
himself.
the APB now is for Spider-Man, and so they're like, how far can we go with this? So,
I don't think that was the real Spider-Man.
No, Spider-Man with great power, Virginia.
Comes great responsibility.
Spider-Man, he's got his dong in his hand. Spider-Man. Another crazy story here. A prominent flat earther got arrested in South Carolina the other day after walking up to an elementary school playground and badgering little kids with his flat earth nonsense.
These flat earthers, man, they're intense and they're slightly crazy, Virginia.
Why are you yelling at kids?
Come on.
I don't get
Hey guys, real quick. I got a flyer for you. Check it out. I can't give them a flyer. Hey guys, check this out real quick. Space is fake. You're not on a spinning ball.
They're gonna teach you you live on a spinning ball. That doesn't make it true. It's not real. The floor is not moving 1,000 miles an hour.
Are you crazy?
That's how you do it right there.
The kids are calling him crazy.
And he gets arrested, I believe.
Good. You should.
You can't approach kids at school and start pushing your agenda.
Leave your nonsense out of this. That's crazy.
I mean, would that blow your mind if you found out the whole time they've been lying and this is flat Earth?
Yes, it would. Because I think it's nonsense.
Would everything you believed in just kind of go out the window? Would nothing be real to you at that point?
Good luck proving it. They can't.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm not too worried
Kevin
about
won't
that.
even entertain your silliness.
I'm more concerned about the size of the bass in my lake.
I wish
and he don't give a crap about the bass.
I wish you did. I wish you would look.
You should go measure his bass.
I know you're making fun of me. We've got some just fantastic bass where I live at.
Don't you also have gators in there?
We got a lot of
We
stuff.
got a whole ecosystem, Virginia.
Birds. There's a lot of
Probably
disturbing
not
things.
too smart to get in there with your ruler.
No, you're the one saying I'm going in there to measure. All I said was, Kevin, do you notice the bass issue?
Yes, the size. I'm sorry, I brought it back up. I can't get away from bass in the
Very
lake.
controversial.
And finally, did you see this Wendy's employee that's going viral for recording a TikTok video while she quit her job and left through the drive-through window?
I'm kind of a fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna quit right now. It's hard for me because I love this job and I worked here for a year and I actually really like it, but the managers, the new ones, are being really mean to me. Hey, John, I quit.
Maria, stop.
I'm not a lost cause and I quit. Goodbye.
Okay, and she leaves out the window.
And she'll get a TV show in 6 months.
Did she jump out the drive-through
Yes.
window?
Yeah, she went out of
Okay,
it.
I'm a
But they're not
fan.
very high up. I mean, come
No.
on.
It's a finishing move, and it's kind of impressive.
Someone's trying to go viral. That's how you go viral.
And she did.
That
I
one
don't
guy.
know.
That one guy. I think he brought a whole orchestra when he quit, and he had everyone start playing all these instruments as he's walking. I was like, I quit, and all these instruments and orchestras walking out.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
No, WWVD is not a venereal disease. It's what would Virginia do? And a lot of people always want to know.
That does sound like something that you got at spring break, and you're like, uh-oh, is there a cream?
Yes.
WWVD.
WWVD. But it's powerful.
Oh, and it's lippy.
Yeah. They always like to hear how Virginia would handle this situation with her husband, Panda. And Sammy's got one here from the 954. We heard Virginia's take on Panda and nudist colonies versus strip clubs and everything in between. Now, what about this if Panda were doing what Sammy's man is doing? So you found something while you're doing some deep house cleaning, Sammy. What's going on at your place?
Yeah, so my sister basically got kicked out of her apartment and has to move down to Florida. Boo-hoo, right?
Okay.
So we're basically doing like a mass cleaning so that she could temporarily come and stay with us.
Okay.
And as I'm going through the garage and figure out that we have this little crawl space that I haven't been in years, and right near the door, I can't even believe I'm going to say this on the air. There was a sex doll.
Okay. In the attic?
Yeah.
Crawl space kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like this little space. It's kind of like in the garage, and it's got this little thing that's kind of like up above that most people wouldn't know unless they knew.
Crawl space and sex doll is very creepy when you put them together. It really is. I'm not even lying.
Now, sometimes people buy these things not so much for using them for personal pleasure at home. Like, we've bought them before to be funny and, like, bring them out and do things with them.
We did a bit one time where I was handcuffed to one.
Yes, or take them to a bachelor party as a joke. Like, nobody's really going to be getting on it.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he had it from something like that and just put it there to hide it?
To counter what she's saying, though, from a couple articles that I have read, sex dolls are on the rise. I mean,
really?
Very popular. In fact,
did you say read or wrote?
I'm telling you. Sex dolls are on the rise and they're becoming normalized. It's not such a faux pas to have a sex doll in the den.
How many have you bought in the last 6 months?
I have never been with a sex doll, and I am being 110% honest.
Sammy, were there any questions that were asked about the?
Well, yeah, of course. In Virginia, you're on the money there because when I asked my husband about it, my sweet hubby came home from his glorious golf game, and he started stammering around trying to figure out what kind of excuse to come up with, and of course, that's what he said. One of my coworkers had a bachelor party, and we used it for the bachelor party, but this is not like one of those like run-of-the-mill like O-face plastic bubble dolls. I'm talking about like
there's levels.
It's not a joke.
Well, there's different levels, Kev.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's like cars.
Yeah, and do you want to spend that much money? Because some of them can get expensive, right?
Well, if you're looking, it depends on what kind of sex doll we're talking about. Now, do you want realistic? If you want realistic, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah. Do you have any idea? Not say you're an expert in, these blow-up love dolls, Sammy, but...
Yeah, well, let's just say it's not a Prius, if you know what I'm saying.
So it's a top of the line, the Cadillac maybe, of sex. So if you're buying that kind of doll, you are getting intimate with it. From what I've read.
Can you tell if it's been used?
Do they have an odometer on those things?
They should.
Does she look tired?
Well, I mean, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, and since I love your show, of course, I'm going to give you honesty. Our sex life has been a little bit stalled. I mean, I'm not talking about nothing whatsoever, but when we first got married, it was a lot more. So, I mean... But I mean.
So you think that your man has seriously moved on with the thing that he's keeping in the crawl space?
I mean, I'm not really sure because it's been a while and it looks like it wasn't used in a while, but it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I'm not an expert in sex.
So he's dumped her and he's moved on.
The doll looked lonely.
Okay,
Virginia.
She's been discarded to the crawl space.
You come home and you find out Panda has been having his way with a sex doll. Are you distraught over that?
Do I have to cut the doll a check and say thank you? No.
You're like, yeah, that's fine.
No, I mean, I think what she's saying, though, I mean, she's being honest about how their love life has tapered a bit in their marriage, like a lot of love lives do. And just the fact that you're acknowledging it, that's the first step. But now, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to make it better? Or are you happy not having sex with your husband? And then if that's the answer, I think you probably need to figure out how to try to fix it. Because, I mean, if he's got a sex doll in the crawl space and you don't think it's from a party, you think he's really been using it, he definitely does not want to give up on sex.
And he needs to honestly find a better place than a crawl space. What are you doing, man?
Okay,
where else are you going to put it?
Where do you hide your... Okay, we need to know.
In the spare bathroom?
Call us right now and let us know, where are you hiding your sex doll?
Put it on the toilet? Like, where do you put
Are you
it?
going to bury it in the backyard?
I think you get a junk basket, a trunk. Yeah, a trunk.
Where do you keep this trunk?
I know trunks seem creepy too. They do.
You're admitting, though, that this is a problem in your marriage, that you're not having sex as much. So I think this may have happened for a good reason, to help you work on that.
So it sounds like your tone, this isn't a massive deal. This is a guy that, was giving his physical affections to an inanimate object, possibly. We don't even know for sure, by the way.
I mean, okay, you've said it before, Virginia. You don't care if Panda watches stuff and it has his own time, right? You don't care.
No.
But would you care if you found out he was having his own time with a doll?
Yeah. Does it change?
A doll makes it weird, because what if the kids find it?
Or
what if, like, a plumber comes over to fix a leak and has to get in that crawl space, and now he finds, like, hung up Sally.
Well, you need to run your crawl space accordingly and make sure plumbers can't get to that, and you need to make sure that kids can't find your doll. But if they can, are you okay with it?
I would have a little bit of an issue with the blow-up doll.
And she's blonde.
Like, oh, come on.
She's got different color hair.
Okay, so
it's weird.
It is a worse offense than a guy just,
watching porn and doing his own thing.
I think so. I think it's next level, because there are a lot of service people that could visit the house while he's not there during the day and find it.
All right.
So is going manual for a guy... Is that better than having a sex doll, or is the sex doll worse?
I think the sex doll becomes more of a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're old school.
Yeah.
In 20 years, it might be different.
All right.
Maybe he's right.
Let the people sound off and what they think. And also, too, a lot of people want to let us know where they're hiding theirs. 877-979-9763. Interesting problem that Sammy has got with what she found in a crawl space at her house. It was a sex doll. And after kind of like getting a little bit more of a description, it sounds like it is one of the fancier ones. Because somebody did text in and they said, you know, the difference is blow-up doll's a gag gift, sex doll's intended for use. And I think, yeah, he's in the latter category.
It's definitely not a blow-up doll. It is a sex doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a different kind of animal, Virginia.
Canley in the chat room said, plot twist, the doll is male. Oh, imagine that.
Hey, now
Wow.
we're getting in it.
Whoa.
That's just what Canley says, though. Canley's just stirring it up.
I like your style.
Somebody texted in and said, I'd be completely happy not having sex with my husband.
Oh.
Man, that's sad. I hate hearing stories like that. 'Cause that's just, I mean, you even made a joke.
Signed the Mexican Queen.
Aww.
I do know a lot of people that don't like having sex with their mate. Is it really that bad?
I think it just depends on, is your mate, you know, doing the work and into the relationship, and are you attracted to them because you guys still keep doing the work to keep the love alive?
But there's a couple people I know they get along. They've been married forever, and they don't. At least one of them does not like to have sex with the other one, and I'm not talking about Kevin.
Is one of them gross? If one of them gets gross and doesn't keep it together, and then the other one doesn't want to sleep with them, I mean...
I don't want to answer that question just in case they're listening.
Virginia, would your marriage be over if Panda wanted you in the bedroom in a threesome with his doll?
There's a backstory with the doll.
The marriage wouldn't be over, but I would say no.
Okay, it wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't happen. It just, I mean, I'm not interested in a blow-up doll.
Her name's Heidi.
By the way, she's not blow up. That's kind of offensive.
Very offensive. In 2020, Virginia, really?
Yeah. That means you cheapen her.
I don't like that. I think it's weird, and I think if you are getting down with a doll, you are weird.
But he's just like, babe, you just, I mean, it's just Heidi.
Get that thing out of here.
Mm-hmm. And where do you put your adult material? Somebody texted and said, I keep mine in my toolbox in the garage. My wife will never go to the toolbox, so it's safe. Okay?
That's brilliant.
Yeah, there you go. Some good insight on that. Thank you very much. You can get a hold of us, 877-979-9763. Coming up here in a couple minutes. You up on that Reese's cake, Jaybird?
You said there's a new one?
I don't know.
The one I get all the time, the one at Walmart, that's been around for a minute. To me, that's the all-time best cake.
Okay, I have to run it by you. Let me know if this is a new thing that they got going on, because I just saw the story today.
You got pictures?
I do, yeah.
Give samples?
Yeah, I got his kind of porn. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now the pants come off.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show.
All right, Snack King. Let's see if you have seen this new cake that they've got at Walmart. I'll tell you all about it here first. It's a Reese's ice cream cake. They say it has a layer of peanut butter cups in the center.
Okay, so that's the difference. The peanut butter cups being in the middle. The one that I have is pure Reese's Pieces or peanut butter ice cream in the middle.
Okay, they say the cake is shaped like a big old Reese's cup, and it features chocolate ice cream, chunks of Reese's peanut butter cups, a layer of Reese's peanut butter, whipped icing, and a chocolate drizzle.
Oh, yeah, that is different.
Yeah, they also appear to have a circle of crushed up Reese's cups around the perimeter of the cake.
Oh, yeah, that's how what you did was you take a great product and you made it greater, is what you did.
Okay.
And that doesn't happen too often.
How much would you pay?
So I pay $20 now when I get my pie or my cake. 20 and change.
Yeah.
For that, baby,
yeah.
I'm paying 35 deep.
Good news, it's only 15.
Oh, my gosh, baby.
Yeah.
It's great.
Wow. I mean, this is a big day, isn't
Where's
it?
Virginia? She needs to hear it. I actually want her in here for this.
Yeah, I think she's got other things going on that are more important.
More important than work?
Yeah.
Is this Mardi Gras part 2?
She's all right. She's been back for a whole, 8 days.
8 days? She's been back for 4.
Yeah, you're right. Well, she better get with it because she is the topic of Win It for Everybody coming up here in just a minute. Now, we need 3 people here who are KVJ Nationers. You know a lot about the show. I'm going to throw you a question that only a diehard fan of the KVJ show would know, and it's something that you can't easily Google. So you got 3 people here, and this question, if it gets through all 3, nobody wins. But if one person gets it right, then everybody wins. So you can win it for everybody.
I like it.
Yeah, pretty simple little thing here. What we've got for you here today, you can check out going to the awesome place that you talk about so much, Jaybird. We've got tickets for you to go to the Kennedy Space Center.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. How well do you know the show? You got a chance to win it for everybody. KVJ Diehard's on right now to get tickets to the Kennedy Space Center. We've got Melissa on here from Hobe Sound. Hello, Melissa.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Great.
Good.
It's a little hot, but I'm hanging in.
It's crazy. They say we're breaking records today. I think we're up near 90 for the high today. I think I saw earlier. Didn't we have cold weather just 2 days ago? What the heck is going on?
I think it's going to be a little chillier this weekend too, Kev. Today might be a little warm, but tomorrow at night the low is 55.
So in a sense, you kind of calling Kevin Wrongston right now?
No, he's right for today. Today is going to be warm. It's going to be 90, but then Friday night the low is 55.
Wow.
Very
okay.
temperamental this earth is.
Yeah, it is. I like the
It's
55. I like the low of 55. That's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, let's see. We've also got here Stacy from Loxahatchee. Hello, Stacy.
Hey, guys. Just want to say I love you.
Oh, we love you back.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. She's already buttering us up to get those tickets.
It works.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to hurt. And then we've also got Amy on here from Palm Beach Gardens. Hello, Amy.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Okay, I'm hoping that everybody walks away a big old winner here today. Let's see how we do. Now, it's just one simple question for Win It for Everybody. If you can answer this question, any of you, then you're going to win the Kennedy Space Center tickets. If nobody can answer, then nobody gets them. Okay, so here is the question, and we'll start off with Melissa. Tell us, what was the name of Virginia's first husband? First name. Ooh. What do you got, Melissa?
Ooh, that was a while ago.
Oh, it was. It was.
Why are you trying to trigger? Why are you triggering Virginia?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
There could be some 4-letter words. I think she's called him on the
Yeah, right.
show podcast.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay. All right. If you don't know, you still got 2 people here to back you up.
I'm gonna guess. I'm just saying John.
John. Okay. Actually going way back. That's a good guess.
That was somebody.
There was a John.
There was.
Virginia's had so many, man.
Trail of Tears, Kev.
Trail of Tears. Okay. Yeah, it was not the ex-husband.
Trail of Beers.
Stacy, do you know the name of Virginia's first husband?
I just remembered it. Crap. Okay.
Okay, what do you got, Stacy?
Can I honestly have no idea.
Okay, all right. Now we're down to Amy here from Palm Beach Gardens. Amy, do you remember the name of Virginia's first husband?
I do not, unfortunately.
Can I have a hint?
Well, let me run back to Melissa here real quick because she thinks she remembers it. Melissa, what do you think it was?
Oh, it's Pete.
That is correct.
Nice.
I'm going to give you a save.
Good
I'm going to give you a
job.
save. You see what Melissa did there? She pulled it right out of the fire at the very last minute, and now Stacy and Amy, you both are winners all because of Melissa. So say thank you, Melissa.
Awesome. Good job, Melissa.
Yeah. All right. Everybody walking away winner here.
Yay.
Kennedy Space Center tickets for being some KVJ diehards. Nice job, ladies, and enjoy your time there on the Space Coast. Well, no matter what you think about the coronavirus hype, is it overhyped or are they just doing us a favor by letting us know about it? It is definitely affecting a lot of things in our regular society. We were running down some of them earlier about Starbucks. You can't bring in your own cup now to refill it. They're like, nah, it ain't going to happen. I know there are a couple other things, too, like, for instance, the new Bond movie, No Time to Die. They've pushed off till November because of the coronavirus. And they've also, looks like, at least postponed, if not basically canceled, the 2020 Ultra Music Fest that was supposed to be happening like another week in Miami.
No!
That is the first time in their 21-year history that they're not going to produce an event in the greater Miami area.
Oh, man, that's rough.
I know Jaybird is crushed about that. So, you know, some of those things like that are kind of crazy. And I was even reading that they're seriously discussing doing NCAA March Madness basketball games with no crowd. And I hear they're doing that.
Crazy
I hear
think
that.
about.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of sporting events. I think it maybe is Italy where they're doing that. Apparently, the Olympics are going to be going off, so it's weird what they're doing and what they're not doing, where, and so there's a lot of stuff that is kind of changing things. They say the movie Contagion, a lot of people are now watching, digging that up. It's a 2011 movie starring Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon, and Kate Winslet. And it's a global epidemic, and it's got a mystery virus from Hong Kong that travels to the U.S. and is killing millions of people. And they say it jumped more than 260 places on their most watched back catalog. And they say it's also the 10th highest rented movie right now on Apple's iTunes store.
Is that M. Night Shyamalan one in there too, where it's got Marky Mark in it, and there's some weird thing going on in the air, and people, what they do, Virginia, something's going on in the air, and people start killing themselves on purpose. They'll be driving, and then they just drive into a tree. It's crazy. M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay. Well, anything about that is apparently doing very well. People are very interested in it. It's changing a lot of things. And this is kind of crazy, too. We've been talking about what the cruise industry is going through because of it. They did a survey, and 65% of people say that if they were offered a free cruise right now, that they turn it down because of the coronavirus. Can you imagine that?
I'd take it.
I mean, cruising prices right now are really good. If you're not afraid of the coronavirus, now is a great time to go book your cruise.
I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd take a chance against the corones.
Yeah, why not? I think I would, too.
I mean, think about it. They're scrubbing down these ships big time right now.
Yeah, more than ever.
And as long as you don't go on the ship that has a bunch of quarantined people on it, I think you're okay, right?
Yeah. I kind of think so, if you're proactive, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not scared about the corona yet. I want to battle rap it. I don't want to give it any power. See what I'm saying? Or do you tempt fate?
I don't know if I'd battle rap it.
At that point, it's like, all right, man.
Don't you have enough battle raps going on right now?
You're right. You're right.
He's got a lot to say, this guy.
He does.
Too much, some would say.
Lippy.
But are we really starting to kind of like lose our mind? We got an interesting email yesterday from one of our KVJ Nationers in China, school teacher, who had said, you know, I can tell you why I think that we've had the problems here is that we don't use regular cleaning supplies, disinfectants. They will take hot water and they think that cures everything. And they'll have like a bucket of hot water and a mop and they're mopping and just thinking everything's disinfected because they're using hot water on everything.
Imagine if that's how you cleaned your bathroom.
No, you
just
can't.
with hot water, yeah.
It wouldn't kill the mold, the mildew, all the funk. Trust me, because you take a shower every day with hot water. Yeah. Mold will grow if you don't use cleaner.
Well, think about it too. People with little accidents here and there. I mean, now you're just putting water over that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
There's things in the toilet that hot water can't kill.
Yeah, she was kind of hoping that it might actually change things in China, that they may say, hey, we need to start using, because they're using them now.
But they weren't before.
They weren't before. Yeah.
Fascinating.
I love the smell of pine sol. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, you should wear it for perfume or something.
It's on topic.
I know, but you say it so often.
When's the last time I've said I love pine sol?
Every time we talk about cleaning. Every single
time.
I could drink it.
Okay, well, my bad. I'm loyal to pine sol. How dare I?
So we got this email here today. It says, I was pulling in to get gas yesterday while snacking on some peanuts. And one of the peanuts got stuck in my throat. So as I'm walking in to pay, I'm not thinking about it, but I'm trying to clear my throat. And the cashier from across the store says, please pay for your gas. Just leave the money here on the counter and just leave. I don't want the virus. like,
then you got to explain through like pieces of peanut that you're actually choking on a nut.
So I didn't want to really like fight it and just like whatever. So I'm like, I did just that. I left my money on the counter and they're backed all the way against the wall trying to stay away from me. And I got out, but I'm like, is this really what the world is coming to now? Is this where we are with this? Are we going over the line, or was this clerk just protecting themselves?
The clerk was protecting themselves. And here's the problem. She didn't know you were choking on a peanut. You're coming in there coughing like that, you're going to freak people out. You need to stay in your car and clear your throat before you go in the store because you're going to freak people out.
So this is what we've got to start considering.
Well, yes. If you're choking on a peanut and you're coughing vigorously, because I was checking out at a grocery store and the cashier was coughing vigorously. And the whole time I'm like, really? Really?
Okay, this is a climate where you can't cough now.
You don't want people coughing on you.
You can't cough in this climate.
You don't want people coughing on you.
But let's say, okay, we do an event like a cocktails and karaoke or something. We got a lot of people there. We look out in the crowd. You see a few people coughing. I know how you are about germs. Are you freaked out? That's a lot of people to be in a room together.
I'm not any more freaked out than I normally am. Like I said, I don't have any kind of like crazy fear. I'm always, sensitive to that. And my wife and I, when we're out and somebody's like, and just, I'm like,
check, please.
We're both like, oh, come on, man.
That
really?
is the word when you're eating dinner and someone's during dinner is rough.
I couldn't believe it. I thought this guy was punking me. I think I told the story. We were sitting, and I can't remember where it was. I think it was in a restaurant, and this guy sneezed 17 times. I counted it. And I'm like, dude, at some point, remove yourself and take your sneezy ass outside.
I agree.
What are you doing?
That is my
17
point.
times. I was counting it. I'm like going, I'm looking around. I'm like going, all right, he seriously, I've never in my life seen someone sneeze 17 times in a row.
Past 3 sneezes,
you gotta go.
You need to remove
you gotta
yourself.
Go.
Same thing with coughing. Past 3 coughs, you gotta go.
I'm just looking around at everybody else. I'm like, is anybody else like sitting here in disbelief?
Okay, question. Me and you are sitting at a Chili's. I sneeze once before the appetizer, sneeze the second time after the food comes. You're telling me on that third one, I have to go outside and do it?
No, because you've spaced them.
Okay.
You've spaced them out. It's the rapid fire sneezing or coughing that is going to be freaking people out right now. And if you've got more than 3 in you, you need to walk outside.
Sneeze in a group, get out, sneeze sparingly, you're cool.
Yes.
All right. Interesting, your rules.
Mm-hmm. These are just, it has been said.
Virginia rules don't really make a lot of sense.
Well, here is the deal. It is affecting people's life. One person texted in and said, yeah, it's affecting my life because my wife was all pissed because she couldn't buy any Clorox last night.
Everybody's buying it up. You got to go think outside the box. Like, all the drugstores were out of hand sanitizer, but we went in Staples yesterday and they had a bunch of it. I mean, normally you don't think to go to Staples for cleaning supplies and hand sanitizer.
May I recommend Pine Sol?
Does Pine Sol make like air fresheners you can hang in your car?
I don't know. If Pine Sol made a cologne, I would buy it.
That's what you're getting for your birthday.
If a woman had Pine Sol as perfume, I would be all about it. I'd be into it, Virginia.
Okay.
So Pine Sol gets you going?
No, it's just a great smell. It's not offensive. It's very good.
I'm just trying to see where you're set.
Some people were texting in about your recommendation for the movie. Jaybird, that's called The Happening. That's not a virus, and there's a whole lot of not happening in that movie.
I love that movie, and for a while they think a virus is going on. So whoever texted that can, as Virginia would say, go scratch.
Okay. And somebody else said, yes, I had one customer buy 320 gallons of water, and that's not out of the ordinary lately because of the coronavirus.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy stuff. So there you go. You see any insanity, let us know what's going on. You can send us emails, mail at kvjshow.com, or just text us at 877-979-9763.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ e-blast and stay connected.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a easier way than just working out. Go to the sauna instead. That sounds like fun. Yeah, they actually looked at people's heart rates after they worked out, and then after going to the sauna, they found out, Just go to the sauna. They did a 25-minute sauna session, and during a 30-minute after the session period, they realized that the next day people completed a short workout and an exercise bike, and their heart rate and blood pressure were measured pretty much to be the same as the levels of going to the sauna.
But they had the coronavirus.
Yeah.
After going to the sauna.
That's the catch-22. So what are you going to do? Yes, that is the challenge there. All right, we got the After the Show podcast going to be coming up here in just a bit. 100% disease-free. No chance of catching the corona from that, I don't think. Before we get to it, Jay Bird, if you would, wrap us up here today with your thought.
Growing up means realizing a lot of your friends aren't really your friends.
Oh, boy, that's some deep stuff.
Deep.
All right.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/kvjshow.